Hi there, you're about to enjoy the Chronicles of Tom and Jamie.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Mann.
Hi guys, my name's Annabelle Knight.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin.
Hello, I'm Chesney.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly.
Hi folks, you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie. I'm William Morgan. I'm an actor, director, producer, writer, storyteller, ranter and raver. And I hope you enjoy the episode. And of course, tune in for all episodes available wherever you get your podcasts and of course on YouTube too.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 118th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these right here are the Chronicles of William Morgan. It is I, the bearded Brummy Jamie, and joining me as always, this her fella right here.
It's Scotsman Tom. I wonder how many times we said Chronicles now in the space we've been here. Anyway, and welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit it!
I was talking to Baz earlier on, and I says, I'm just afraid that I'm going to go off on a tangent or go off on a rant. So if I do, just pull me back or let me go, whatever. Yeah.
Well, we're going to be here for a while. We'll let you go. Yeah. We love it. We love a bit of tangents, a bit of digression, a bit of God knows what. Yeah, we love it here. We're all for it. So did he pre-warn you, did he?
Just a little bit, yeah.
I thought you might have done.
Don't know what you're trying to say. Right, let's get this little introduction done and we can bombard you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you a wonderful guest, a man who you've seen on this show before as part of our Dublin Crust vlog. This man is an actor, comedian, writer, director and producer. A man who is a committed member of the queuing community, an expert in local gossip, a man abducted by aliens, a car salesman, Billy Doofus and so much more. Boys and girls, theys and thems, join us as we bring you the Chronicles of William Morgan.
Yay. Thanks very much.
You can always cheer for yourself. We love it when they cheer for
themselves. That sounds great, yeah. No, I'm just cheering for how beautifully the introduction was done. That's it. Yeah. No, actually, now that you say it, I do hate when people clap for themselves. You know, it's like, oh, give everyone a round of applause. Like, no, not you. Like, yeah. Or when people tell you a big round of applause. No, we as the audience will decide if we want to give the round of applause. Don't tell people to clap. That's like a comedian telling people to laugh. It's like, if we like it, we will clap. Because there's variations of applause. You can get the yeah. You don't want that one, so yeah.
I've never thought of it that way ever. That's a really good point.
Yes.
Could you all get clapping now?
Yeah.
Sorry, what? I mean,
you know, this person needs no introduction, but yet you will give one because otherwise they won't know who it is. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Oh, off to a fly already. How's your Wednesday been, Will?
Well, you see, now, if you hadn't said it was Wednesday, I would have struggled to know what day it is. I'm like, what's her face? Maggie Smith in Downton Abbey. What's a weekend? All the days are just, you know, they all blend. I generally know it's a Wednesday based on the school run pickup time. Yeah, which is because, you know, if you mix up a Saturday and a Wednesday, you know, the kids standing on you know, standing outside the school going, where's that? That's not good.
Why have I been here all day? It's been shut.
You stood outside all day.
That'll learn them.
Yeah. Right, you little shit. You're going to fucking school on Saturday, right? Whether you like it or not.
But Mr. Morgan, take us back to the start of everything for you. What did young Master Morgan wish to be when he was growing up? Has it always been acting and performance for you, or something completely different?
Not completely different. As long as I remember, probably yes. I know for a while, I think probably as every kid, I wanted to be a cop, and probably a cowboy as well. That seemed cool. But here they've recently raised the age limit for people to join the police force, and it used to be 35, so I'd long past that, and then they raised it to 50. But I'm now still too old because you have to be. I'm 50 now, but you have to be, you know, 50 by your next birthday or still under 50. So all I really want is the whoop, whoop, you know, the blue lights or the flash. That was the only ambition. Just to pull over assholes in traffic mainly. All the other stuff, not so much. But I also wanted to be a school teacher for a long time. I wanted to be a teacher, and it was actually my teachers who talked me out of becoming a teacher. Yeah, it's like, no, it's not great. The holidays are good and all that, but no, if there's anything else you want to do that. And I probably should have taken the advice of an old aunt of mine who said, become a chiropodist. People will always have feet. You'll always be in business. Yeah. And in hindsight, she was probably right. But for me, I remember I did a school play when I was in first year in secondary school. And the play was Philadelphia, Here I Come, a Brian Friel play. And in it, there's Gar public and private. So most of the cast were in fifth or sixth year. So they were all much taller. And then the main character had three pals, Tom, Joe, and Ned. And I was one of them. And we were all first years. And so it looked funny because, his pals were all, whatever, 5'0", and everyone else was, 5'8" or 9. So when we walked out on stage, there was 400 people in the school hall, and they just broke their shite laughing. And I remember distinctly that kind of going, oh, I like this. And then everything we said after that, they were just laughing at because it just looks so funny. And the play is funny in times as well. But I remember that feeling. And it wasn't the kind of, oh, look at me, I'm making everyone laugh. It was the ability to move a whole body of people, an audience, to actually get a reaction out of them, whether it was to laugh or cry or whatever. But that for me was the magic, and that's the drug, was to be able to affect an emotion on a group of people, generally a positive emotion. If they start hurling shit at the stage, that's a different reaction, but it's still a reaction. But that was the thing, and that kind of tied into doing more theatre and stand up as well. It's like when you have them, or anything, when you're giving a speech, or you either have them or you don't. But when you do have them, it's magic. It's golden, and that's the drug for me.
I love
so
that.
Then so like when I first started, I was working in a clothes shop, and the assistant manager there said, oh, the pal of mine is a writer. You should meet him. And so he was working in a corporate job. I met him in his office, and he had a few plays that he'd written. And we were like, yeah, let's do these. And totally clueless. I was maybe 19, 20. And so we booked a theatre. Didn't know what we were doing. We had a little studio theatre that we booked, Andrews Lane Theatre in Dublin, which is now sadly gone. And we put on a play, and it went great. And we thought, yeah, we'll conquer the world. This is easy. And then, and then you learn as you go. It's so easy. And it's like they're going, oh, please, God, just two more people come in. You have 6 people in the audience. Go, yeah, it was a good house. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. But that first show that we did was a show that my pal Fergal had written. And it was Oscar and Jim. So it was Oscar Wilde and Jim Morrison, who were both buried in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris. And it was them meeting up, an imaginary meeting of the two of them meeting up in Père Lachaise Cemetery. And it was great because we had a good mix of audience, and we had a fantastic set, and it went great. And then we just started doing more and more stuff and shit, good, bad, and indifferent. And we learned a lot from doing it because we had no... we were making up the rules. Sometimes we even booked a theatre before we'd even decided on what show we were doing. But it was like, we definitely do something in April. Oh, absolutely. And like, or like the Fringe Festival would be on. It's like, we have to put a show in. It's like, oh yeah, so we do a pitch for a show, and then we'd, back engineer it or reverse engineer it, and then write the show. We got 2 weeks to write this thing. Come on. But yeah.
Isn't that a better way of doing it in a way? Like working under pressure almost, because it's like you've given yourself a deadline rather than we got plenty of time.
Yeah. I think even deadlines are always the great motivator. It's like, you kind of, oh yeah, I'm thinking about it and planning. Yeah, I'll get to that. And then you got 24 hours to do it. And then and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. There was one occasion where we had done this method of booking a space, doing a show, but he hadn't quite finished writing it. So the improv, we kind of knew where it was going, but essentially when it got to the first day, the first performance of it, I had to improvise the ending. We kind of knew where it was going, but I had to improvise the ending. Yeah.
The ending of all things, you'd think you know how it's going to end at least, but no.
Yeah. We see that was his thing. He was great at the beginning and the middle. His endings were always a struggle. So he just wanted to keep writing. But that kind of stuff makes you stronger. But the ability just to pivot, or also like if you know the audience are shit or small or not responding, then you can kind of change it. Like there was one show. Tell me to shut up at any point. I realize that.
Keep going.
There was one show that we did, and in hindsight, we should have given it more thought to the technicalities of it. But it was called Stuck, and it was written again by Rapal Fergal, and myself and another guy, Paul Kennedy, were the only two characters in it. We were in. The premise was that we were stuck together in a basement toilet, and the only way that we were like super glued together or something. But the whole physical comedy of it was that I was wearing dungarees. I had to take off the dungarees and I would loop them over his briefcase that had a mobile phone in it, a very early mobile phone, and then pull the case in. So we'd rehearsed it. That'll be fine. And then first night doing it, I throw the dungarees, I let go, and they go flying. So now I've no plausible way of pulling the briefcase in that contains the phone, which allows it to continue with the rest of the script. So I was sitting there in my underpants with Paul looking at each other in that moment of panic going, now what do we do? So it evolved into more extreme physical comedy where we then had to try and extricate our bodies to somehow reach the briefcase so we could continue. But if you can maintain the sense that you know what you're doing, the audience generally don't know that you've gone completely wrong. Just keep it going. Don't let them see the terror in your eyes.
That's amazing that though you worked together and without saying anything really went, we'll do this. We've got it.
Yeah, we're here together. Come on. Yeah.
I also love the fact that like you speak to a lot of actors and you're like, what inspired you to get into this? Like, oh, it was this film, it was this scene, it was this actor, and you were just like, nah, I went out and everyone cheered, and I need more of that shit. Give me more of that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know. Like Michael Caine said, he got into acting because he thought it'd be a great way of kissing girls. So that was because in drama school generally the ratio was always 8 to 2 women to men. That's changed now, but that was brutally honest. But I think loads of people like I'm always terrified when you look on say like an agent's books or whatever and you see the amount of people and then the amount of agents that there are. There's just an endless amount. But when I give workshops with Baz and Dermot Goggins at the moment, and one of the questions that we ask is, why do you want to be an actor? And for everybody the answer is different. But if the answer is I want to be a movie star, then you're in the wrong game. That can't be it. It has to be because there's nothing else you can do. It has to be a drug that has gripped you inside, and it's the only thing you can do. You can do other shit too, like I can change a light bulb and stuff, but it has to be. You have to live and breathe it. You have to work at it every day. Yeah.
I love the idea of the script's been unfinished and you go, and I start to die and go, wait, do I die? Or am I alive? Okay. Oh, I'm good dying. Okay.
Yeah. By a round of applause, should I die now? I've died too. I've died too. Yeah.
They say though, like theatre acting and then screen acting is like a completely different kettle of fish, even though it is acting per se. Do you feel those years in the theatre sort of prepared you for what you're doing now?
Yeah, I very much so. I think it's like the process is different, and it's. I know someone who did a very expensive course one time, and the takeaway from the course was and this was like about screen acting. The takeaway that they got from this very expensive course was, now the difference between stage acting and screen acting is that on stage there's an audience in front of you, and in screen acting there's not. I was like, oh, hang on, let me get my pen, write that shit down. That's gold, that is. So it's the main like, theatre is wonderful because you're thrown into a rehearsal room with a group of people, and you rehearse and you become great pals, you become a family, you do the run of the show, and every night is different depending on the audience and what you're doing. And like, I've done shows where it run for a year or two over a calendar year, like not non-stop, but 3 weeks here, 8 weeks and whatever. And people say, how do you do the same thing night after night? But it's never the same thing. It's always different, depending on the mood or the energy of the actors and the audience. So the main, like I suppose the technical difference is that you need to let the people in the back of the theatre hear you, and so you're performing, to the back of the house. Whereas obviously on camera, it all needs to be much smaller, and you're not performing for the crew, you're performing for that person at the other side of the screen, and so everything's just much smaller. So a lot of the time when you see actors who haven't done a lot of screen work, and they either audition for stuff on film or they are performing, it's much bigger, and they're all very excited because it's animated gestures, but on screen less is more, so it's just a matter of pulling it all down, and that just takes training and practice and practice. The more you do it, the more you understand. And sometimes when actors who are doing a scene or a self-tape and then they see themselves playing back, they realize, geez, I didn't realize my eyebrows kept doing this all the time, or I did this all the time, or or was I rolling their eyes all the time. So it's just a matter of muscle memory and retraining yourself to kind of pull it down.
How do you approach scripts in regards, because obviously stage, it's all got to be all done in one, whereas obviously screen, it's this scene here and then we'll do this scene later. How do you approach a script in that sense? Yeah,
so generally I'm good with learning lines and chunks of text, like much to the annoyance of some actors who really struggle with learning lines. But for theatre, obviously, you need to you do have that joy of the 3 weeks of rehearsals, and the more you do it, and it becomes muscle memory and it's bedded in. But in theatre, for example, generally the lines won't bed in for me until you're on your feet walking it in. So it becomes, so I know this bit happens at the table and this bit happens at the window, and that all helps you remember it. So generally, by the time opening night, you kind of know almost everybody else's lines as well, so that if another cast member, well, at least I do anyway. So at least so if someone drops a line, you can pick it up, or where to take off, and it's not kind of like line prompt, because you can't do that unless it's a school play. But in say on TV or film, often like you have to prepare and put the work in, but often like you could arrive on the day having learned the scene inside and out, and then they go, actually no, we're going to cut that scene, and here's the new dialogue. And say in soap that would happen a lot. So you might have a day or two, and then you've learnt all your lines, you think you know it, and then it's actually, no, we're going to cut that scene, and here's a new scene, and you have 10-15 minutes to do it. But sometimes, like, if you have the option, you only have to learn a chunk at a time, because we're only going to do this scene. And it has happened that some people have the script in front of them when when it's a fast moving thing, like say on a soap where the schedule is very fast, and the lines might be on the table in front of them or whatever, and so that in between takes they can be prompting themselves and whatever. But like I shot a film last year, and there was a script, but it kept changing all the time, and so so once you have a sense of the scene and what's happening, and of course you'll get a couple of takes then if you mess up, but it is the actor's job to kind of, that's something you got to be good at, is learning lines. and preparing. You know, you can't just arrive on set and all have it, you know, on your phone. And like I tell the story of years ago I got asked to audition for this TV show, and it's I think second series of a TV show, and I got the sides for the audition, which is, you know, the piece that I would be auditioning for. And physically, I was completely wrong for it. It wasn't me at all. And I saw the sides and thought, oh, this would be great. And then you see the scene, and kind of go, you know, it's one line. And the line, you know, the main character goes, "Where is it?" And the line is, "It's in the van." And I go, "It's in the van." Okay, got it, remembered it. So I arrived to the audition, and there's 10 or 12 people who now look like the part as written in, you know, the character description in the script. And they're all sitting there with a piece of paper, you know, the script and the one line highlighted in paper, and they're going, you know, practice. And I'm going, fuck's sake, lads, it's one line. You know, if you can't remember the one line, what hope have you got? You know. So anyway, I didn't get the part because for whatever reason, probably because I was too cocky and going, yeah, I know the script. But when I saw the actual episode, the guy, you know, the main character goes, "Where is it?" And the guy goes, it's... He just points, and they cut the line altogether. What? And I said, you know, a couple of things happened there. One was he got so excited, he told everyone after getting the part in the show. And then when he arrived on set and hair and makeup and all the cameras are on him and everyone's looking at him, he go, "Oh, it's in the man in the can, the man with the van." And there's, "I'll just cut it and move on." So you have to be prepared.
Phenomenal. Do they all go dressed up as when you go for auditions? Do you have to dress as the character as well?
Sometimes, like I miss the in-person auditions because a lot of them now are self-tapes, which have their pluses as well. It's part of the process now. Self-tapes are standard, but I do miss going into the room and, you know, meeting people because just for that connection, you get a better sense of, you know, how it's going. But in terms of dressing for the character, it's generally, unless they specifically say a particular look that they want, it's a gamble for you to assume this is how the character is going to be and to, you know, do the whole character thing. Unless they say, you know, we want someone in a plaid shirt and a flat cap with a, you know, smoking a cigar, then you can do it. But generally, they want to see you and that you can, you know, deliver the lines and make a change. But also, really important part that is worth remembering is, even for theatre or for film, mostly what the either casting director is or the director is looking for is that they can work with this person, you know. So, you know, Baz and I are thinking of writing a guidebook, how to be an actor and not an asshole.
I'd buy that. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Because like I've sat on both sides where I've cast things as well as a director or working with other producers and things. And some people come in, you just kind of think, okay, yeah, they're grand, but could I spend 3 weeks on set with them? It's like, no, you know, because they're either full of drama or they're smug or they're arrogant or the thing. So it needs, you know, half the job is selling yourself, and the other half is you know, being able to turn up and do the job. You know, so it's what was the original question? Dressing up for auditions. Yeah, I have done it on occasion, but as it says, it's best only if they ask for a particular look. Because also I've auditioned for things like that where I don't at all look like what they think they're looking for, and I've got them. So, you know, it's be ready to surprise people, take chances as well. You know, so even like with the. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. I was just going to say, I wonder if it was like, if you could tell who the rookies are, sort of thing. Like, you could tell who the people who are just starting out are because they're the ones that are fully dressed up, and you just rocked up as yourself and you've gone, first time, is it?
There's a bit of that, but it's also like, it really is like, it's a crazy business. It's like, it's not a job for grown-ups. It's really stupid because you have, you really have very little control over it unless you're doing creating stuff yourself and doing all that, and every actor should try and do that. But when you go into an audition, you know, you could do a brilliant audition, think you're bang on perfect for the part, and still not get it. And that's fine. That's part of the process, because you will never know why you didn't get it, unless of course you go in and have done something horrendous and insulted them. But they're going to see 100 people for the part, or they're going to see 10 people for the part, and you really don't know what they're looking for. So your job as an actor is to just do the audition. It's your opportunity to perform, let them see you. And if they don't choose you for that part on this occasion, they will remember you. And let it be that they remember you for a good reason and not a bad reason. Because, there's no... one of the things that annoys me is the word rejection is used a lot in this business. Oh, how do actors cope with the rejection, and how do you but you're not rejected. If you get an audition, you have been selected. So other people have not been chosen, so you've been selected for an audition. You haven't been rejected, and so your job as the actor is to do the audition. What they want to see is, we want to see a selection of people who can do. So that's your job done. So do the audition and park it. If you get the part, that's another job. That's your next job. And if you don't get the part, it wasn't that you were rejected. They just chose someone else. So don't dwell on it. It's when people come into the audition, go, oh God, I really hope I get this, and I really hope I get. Oh my God, and their energy is focused on the wrong thing. They're focused on, oh my God, I have to get this. Oh God, wouldn't it be great if I get this? And then they come in with that energy, and it's like, oh Jesus, relax, just do the lines, do what you're there for. And so, by the same token, that if you do land one of those parts, that's it's in the van part, you deserve to be there as much as anyone else is there, whether it's Morgan Freeman or William Morgan or Tom, Dick, or Harry. You deserve to be, because you were selected. You were given this job, the same as the sound op or the DOP or whatever. That you are where you're meant to be. So you have to manage those nerves and park those nerves, and not think, oh my God, just be a pro, and fake it. Hide the nerves and just manage it. Because the director's nervous too. The producer's nervous that they're going to lose all the money. The director's nervous that it's not going to work, or people won't go with their vision or whatever. So everybody there is nervous, but you're all working together. Everybody wants you to do well. So that's a big part of it.
Right. It's a great way to look at it, because like you said, a lot of people can let it get to them and drive them kind of insane. So
yeah, no, it can. Like, it really can, because it is. I think it's just, the older I get, the more I think it's just, that's the way it is, because you'll have extraordinary highs, you'll have devastating lows, and it's okay to get disappointed or pissed off if you don't get a part that you really want, but it's not your fault. It's nothing you've done wrong. They just chose someone else for a different reason. It might be they wanted someone taller, smaller, with red hair, black hair, but you'll never know the reason. So just keep working at it, keep doing the auditions. If you're getting auditions, you're doing something right. If you're getting a call back, you're doing great.
You can tell you're a veteran of the game, can't you? You can tell why you do these workshops with Baz and whatnot.
I really love doing those now, because you not that you see people making mistakes, but you kind of think it's a long road, and that's what you see a lot of, and actually on some of the workshops there are people who are kind of more mature than, we've had people from 14 up to in their 50s, and so, but generally the ones that are in their early 20s, just they're so eager and ambitious and all that, which is great, but for a lot of actors, it's going to be a long road to be getting the kind of work that you want to be doing, if at all. So it's you only fail when you stop. So, but you need to be prepared for the journey. You need to enjoy the journey, and managing your own kind of mental health in that as well. And part of that is understanding that it's not easy. So you need to mind yourself and not invest everything in it. Have other things to do. But surround yourself with people who are supportive and not kind of draining or toxic.
So looking at your IMDb, and correct me if I'm wrong because I know how unreliable IMDb can be at times. Your on-screen debut was The Commitments, like a cult classic movie. Is that right? That was the first time you were on screen?
Yeah. Yeah. If in film, I done a little bits of TV, small things before that, but yeah, in terms of film, yeah, and that was well, I've already said my age, so there's no, that was I think it was made in 1989 and released in 1990, or something, yeah, around that ballpark. So I was still in school. I was like 15 or 16. I'm rubbish on maths, so I was 16-ish. And they had open auditions in the Mansion House in Dublin for, this big Alan Parker movie. John and Roz Hubbard were casting. And everybody wanted to go into the auditions, and there was queuing up. And so I went in town with everybody else queued up, and you got to meet the casting directors, and if they liked you, you were then ushered into the next room where Alan Parker was there with a few other people with him. So I was lucky enough to get into that stage, and then I remember Ross Hubbard writing on her notebook at the time, "Good young Dublin face." I go, "Oh, okay, I'll take that. That's a good thing." I also had much more hair then as well, which so I got in and then thought nothing of it, and then like a week or two later, probably because pre-internet, I think I got a letter or a phone call, and to come in for wardrobe and bum, bum, bum. So I was in that opening sequence of The Commitments on the Dart, and spent 2 days back and forth on the Dart. And we shot slightly more than ends up in the final thing, and but it's still very nice to have been a part of that, and to see Alan Parker in action and see the whole process, because it was a huge production. And so, yeah, and probably at the time, there was very few people who weren't in it at some point, but I pride myself in the fact that I'm still going. A lot of the people who were in it have moved on, shall we say, from the industry. So it was a nice full circle almost when Dublin Crust came out, and it was compared to The Commitments. So I think it was a nice journey. And when The Commitments first screened, my brother and his girlfriend were in Australia at the time, and they saw me come up on the screen, and someone goes, "That's my shirt he's wearing." I was wearing my brother's shirt. You had to bring your own wardrobe. So yeah, no whites, no stripes, no logos, but you had to bring your own clothes. So maybe the budget wasn't that big after all.
Did seeing that production though, and being on that set, just sort of influence you to go like, "This is what I want to do"?
Oh, hands down, absolutely. Like, it really is magic when you see the whole process and the amount of people that work on it, and that whole. I'm always fascinated by the crew and the work that they do, and the amount of people that are there all around. I'm always in awe of the sound ops and the boom ops, holding up the booms and all that. It's and the magic they can do with rigging and the cameras and all that. I love all that part of it, and watching it all come together. There's nothing like it. But and the same, like when I go to the theatre, say like a London show or whatever, I spend most of the time looking at the technicals of the lights and the rigging and the staging and all that, and the actors, of course, too. But I was like, oh wow, look, I love how they do that, and yeah. So yeah,
this being in film kind of almost kill film a little bit for you, because you just watch and you go, well, I know how they did that, I know how they did that, and I know how they did that. I'm not a huge fan of movies that with obvious special effects and it's all green screen, and a lot of movies are that at the moment. When you see the end product, you think, oh yeah,
fantastic. It's great. And like the small Japanese VFX firm, there was videos going around on LinkedIn and other places when they got the Oscar nod. They had worked on Godzilla, a small Japanese team of visual effect artists. And so the stuff they do is fantastic. But if the story is good, you shouldn't be distracted by the special effects. So sometimes when you look back on an old movie, it's early green screen or early special effects. It kind of it doesn't hold up, but it's now become so sophisticated that you don't know what's real and not real anymore, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. But generally, when I'm watching a movie, I like to be sucked into the story, and it's the performances I'm watching, and I'm not, I do enjoy a good, Bourne Ultimatum or whatever, and I know there's things, but good stunts and all that. But as regards sci-fi and all that, I'm not a huge fan of My kids were watching some movie there that could have been made in a weekend. I'm going to say it might be Spy Kids. I'm not sure, but it's all green screen. It's all in the studio, and Sly Stallone turns up in it somewhere. So it mightn't be Spy Kids.
It's Spy Kids,
but yeah. And it's and what annoys me at that type of stuff is the money that was spent on that. It's like, could have made 10 brilliant features for 100 brilliant features for the money that the catering budget on that I could make a feature. Yeah. Well, anyway.
But where do you get the ideas for your characters? Because obviously you've got Mr. Reed, who reads children's stories to children, which is
very obvious name, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wasn't sure if it was Red or Reed. And then when I watched the video, I was like, thank you for clarifying that. Perfect.
And his first name is Hugh Reed. It's an instruction to the kids. You read.
One of my favorite videos that you've done is the Town Gossip on Mastermind. Is one of the fun. That video is superb. It's so good.
What's funny about that is that other people have sent it to me, knowing that I was the Town Gossip, but not really, or knowing that I was the presenter, but not realizing I was the other guy, that I was doing both parts. So it was great. So when the guy who came up with News Check, he does all these comedy sketches, a brilliant writer, David Atkinson, he came to me and wanted me to do the Town Gossip. And I said, well, I'll read in the other part, just so you know what it sounds like. Then he goes, you just do the both, just do them. So I really loved doing it. It was great fun. The only flaw with that was that we named the character Matty McGrath. Now, this will mean nothing to you, but there's an Irish politician from the country called Matty McGrath. And so trolls on Tinternet, as is their wont, assumed that I was doing a piss take of that politician, Matty McGrath. He goes, it doesn't even sound like him, doesn't it? It was like, it was just a random name. It wasn't meant to be him. Chill, it's fine. But it went viral. It had like, over 2 million hits on it. And those people going, oh, this is you. But that, like, I love people watching. It's my favorite thing to do. And so a lot of those characters are kind of an amalgam of people that you know or you've met. Like it's my absolute, I happily, sit in a shopping centre like a sad bastard on a bench for an hour just watching people. That sounds a bit creepy now, doesn't it? But, hello, I'm watching you. I'm just going to monitor your movements.
Make some notes.
Just take some notes. Don't mind if I follow you, do you? But like for Dublin Crust with Baz's masterpiece, I have it here. We even have the album. Look at that. Came out on vinyl. That character, Baz, phoned me, and I hadn't met Baz beforehand, but he described the type of character it was. And I says, I know the chap. And it was based on a guy that I knew from before. And I said, this guy is, needs a tash and is a bit of a thing. And so when I sent him the self-tape, Baz goes, that's it. And it was great. So it was a huge joy to be part of Dublin Crust, because talking about magic, like that was just a phenomenal achievement from Baz and Emma, because it was made literally for nothing. 32 locations, 7-day shoot, huge cast, and now 6-week cinema release, hits streaming services very soon. Gold vinyl soundtrack, just incredible. So yeah, huge thrill to be part of that. But in terms of the characters, so that Baz and I are now working on another movie that he's written, and this sounds very showbiz now. He wrote it while on a cruise in the Caribbean. Oh. That's how fancy he is. Yeah. So I play a Jamaican bobslayer. No, it's called Against the Odds. So I play a small town bookie who's up to his ass in debt. He takes on a big debt that he can't pay back, and so the whole village rally behind him to help him out. So we're working on that at the moment, hoping to shoot it in May. But again, we're back to the same thing of trying to raise the dollar bills, y'all. The shmoney. And following from Dublin Crust, you would have assumed that some doors would have opened, but they're still they're not swinging open to give Baz money yet, which is insane. But we'll keep on trucking anyway and watch this space.
Yeah, Dublin Crust is absolutely. Well, I had the pleasure, obviously, of coming over, thanks to Baz, back in Christmas of 22, just before Christmas of 22.
Yeah.
And that movie, I think it's changed a lot since I saw it then, but
or maybe, yeah, it's been tightened and tweaked, and like there was a lot of post-production on it. But like it just shows you what's possible when you kind of make your own rules and break the rules are there and don't take no. Like the normal process didn't apply, and Baz literally reached out and said, I've written this movie, it's all finished, about a punk band, you want to see it? And in fairness to him, Mark Anderson from the Omniplex said, absolutely, let's have a look. And that was because there was a big guerrilla marketing campaign behind it, so he was aware of it, other people were aware of it, and like there's no point, it's like opening a nice restaurant and telling nobody. A lot of people make short movies or films and just assume that people will watch it or find it. It's like, you need to, over here, we got, because you're competing with a whole lot, you know what I mean? So that's what the Dublin Crust and it did. It generated its own publicity, so that by the time it hit the cinemas, people knew about it, and sold out screenings, Q&A sessions, fantastic.
Yes, incredible, absolutely amazing what you all did with that, in the short space of time that you had to do it in, with the lowest budget imaginable. I don't want to obviously spoil too much of it, but I am intrigued to know, one of my favorite scenes has you in, which is where you're selling the car. I think it was in the parking car park that was the fake car lot. Yeah. What do you mean a fake car lot?
We blew all the budget on getting a very expensive car showroom.
That was it. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, William. I'm so that bit. Sorry.
It was a church car park, and we just used random cars that were there, and crew cars and stuff. And some people came back kind of going, there was a for sale sign on their car, but just give us 10 minutes, we'll be out here. But yeah, because we had arranged for, Baz had arranged for an actual car dealership to open up, and on the day your man never turned up, we were all sitting outside, your man never turned up, so we just had to pivot, as they say now, and we shot it in Baz's brother's office became my office, and the church car park with these random cars became my lot, and it was great. But sorry, your question specifically about that scene.
Yes, is it still there?
Oh, is that scene still there?
Is it still there? Yeah.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That is great. That bit.
It was. It was great. It was great fun. Yeah, and actually, Andrew, who I'm selling the car to, he was one of the cameramen on the film. So it was just, here, hold the camera, and he stood in. So and it was great fun to do. I had such fun doing it. It was such a joy, and it's because the film has, obviously a phenomenal soundtrack in it and all that, but there's a few characters in it that offer comic relief, and so it was great. I'd always lean towards the comedy, and so it was absolute gift of a party. I really enjoyed it.
I'm so gutted I couldn't be there, because we've
well, you can catch it on streaming now.
This is very true. It's like we spoke to Baz, we've now spoke to yourself, we spoke to Joe, and all you hear are these amazing stories, not just praising the film, but how much fun you guys had making it as well. And like speaking to Baz about all the work that went into it, I don't think he slept for at least a week. Like,
and it was just round the clock. But beyond it, like the 7-day shoot, obviously there was huge pre-production and planning to get all those ducks in a row. But then a huge task afterwards in the post-production as well. So himself and Emma did a lot of the editing and post-production on it, Baz's wife, and like the fact that they're still together as a couple is incredible. So yeah, it was absolutely like what they did had never been done before, and I kind of hope that it inspired sounds a bit grandiose, but let other people see that actually, yeah, maybe we can do something like this, and that it will, because there's huge barriers to getting your movie made and getting it in. And if you go down the traditional route of just looking for funding, if we didn't get funding, we can't make it. There's other ways of doing it. But by the same token, you kind of have to have a certain sense of being realistic, because some people make these shorts and they expect them to look like Hollywood blockbusters with huge budgets. If you're planning to make a short, work with what you have. Don't have extravagant sets and locations. If you have a house or a bedroom, write a film based in there. If you have a caravan, write a film set in a caravan with 3 people, and not do what you can do. It's better to get it made than to kind of, I have this great script on the shelf. Make it. And then make it better and make the next one. But yeah.
And I think a testament to that is the way you decided to entertain yourself during lockdown with Abducted. So you wrote and starred and made a film on your phone in lockdown. Is that right?
Yeah, it was it was literally like the 1st of January, like in the wee small hours, like we'd done all the "Hey, Happy New Year" and "Hey," so everyone else had gone to bed, and so I sat at the kitchen table, and I had this notion of what it would be, but I hadn't written the script. So what's there is almost a 10-minute improvised piece, basically, about a guy who wakes up on his trampoline out the back garden, naked, and believes that he must have been abducted, because all that was there beside him was an empty bottle of vodka. So it must have been a gift from the aliens, and so I just shot it at the kitchen table, him recounting it, kind of piece to camera, and then a few other random shots of him looking sad and lonely in his house, waiting for them to come back and visit. And so, and I just edited it all together and thought, oh yeah, that's fun. But I entered it into a few festivals, and it kind of snowballed, and it got great reaction in festivals all over the world, good, bad, and indifferent. And I got to play in a few festivals here in Dublin as well. So it was great then for my kids to be able to see on the big screen this little film that I'd shot on my phone and the kitchen table, downstairs while they were asleep upstairs. And from that, then I got other work, people who had seen that, because prior to that, I hadn't done anything on screen in a while. And so this was kind of kickstarted a new wave of creativity. And actually then from, and it's funny the way kind of, one thing leads to another and all these connections. That's why I always say there's no creative cul-de-sacs. So, so when I did that, I got an audition then for a short film, which again on paper I was completely wrong for. They wanted some big, heavy, older guy, but I did an audition, got the part, and it was this other short film, mad, quirky, brilliant short film, Sunny Mammy and Patch the Dog. And alongside that was, in that with me was Jerry Cannon. And two of us worked great together and was great fun. So then when Baz was doing Dublin Crust, Jerry recommended me to Baz. And so then I got that. And then, so I've worked on it since then, about 4 or 5 different projects with Jerry. And, from that, somebody goes, oh, I know such and such. And it just, that network breaks off and you kind of, one thing leads to another. So, it's mad how it all works. And now, I just recently got Screen Ireland funding. They have this actor as creator scheme. And so I pitched in the abducted thing with the notion of developing it so that character is now having kind of his inaugural meeting of Abductees Anonymous, where like an AA meeting, but so abducted. So they, 6 or 7 other people who believe they've also been abducted meet up for this this support group meeting. So I'm now working on that with the help of this scheme from Bow Street and Screen Ireland. So yeah.
I just love the fact that you can look back at you sat there after New Year having this daft idea and making something. You go, "I fucking snowballed, didn't it?" Like,
yeah, it was. It was great because it was, but it just like it was like there was no technical prowess, and like literally on the stand that I have my phone on now, I think the same phone, and I had a nice little mic on it, and just set up a few other shots around the house and put it all together, and So when you're submitting it to festivals, they ask for all the blurb and all the stuff, and then they ask for the kind of technical stuff. What was the budget and what was the, who were the crew? So it's like, do I pretend there was a crew or pretend there was budget? It's like, and then it's like, what's that thing? Little Britain used to do about Dennis Waterman, wrote the theme, sang the theme. Yeah. So yeah, but needs must. So yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. And as well, it's quite inspiring in a way as well for people, young creators who have these ideas and think, nah, nothing's going to happen. Do it.
There is, I remember someone saying before, who was this? Patton Oswalt is a great comic actor. He gave a speech one time, I think, to acting students, and said that the phone that you have in your pocket, there's more technology in that than Orson Welles had making Citizen Kane. You know what I mean? So there's no barrier to making it. They don't expect something you make on your phone is going to look like a Hollywood blockbuster. There's all sorts of software and all that you can make it look a bit better. But it all comes down to the story. People like stories, and if you have a good story and you shoot it well, put it on a tripod, get good sound, light it well. There's no reason, and you can edit on your phone if you have to put edit on your laptop or your desktop. There's no reason why you can't make a good solid 5-10 minute short. You could, like, feature films have been made on smartphones and done very well. But for young actors who saying, oh, they're all keen to get show reel. I have no show reel. Meet up with other actors who are also looking for a show reel and write something and make something. Because nobody's going to say, oh, I want you for this. You have to get yourself out there, and the only way to be seen is to be doing it. It's the same with anything really. But like I know a lot of writers who have written one script, and they send it out and they get no response, and then go, they still call themselves a writer. But what else are you writing? A writer writes, as they say in Barton Fink. So like my pal Fergal, I've been working with him on and off for 130 years, and thereabouts. I'm not good with numbers, but he's always writing. You know what I mean? He's always, and if somebody likes one thing, they say, well, that's great. What else have you got? And you have to have the next thing. And he's living in Copenhagen now. He's married to a Danish girl. And so when, as an Irishman moving to Denmark, there was a bit of a culture shock. So when he was going to these meetings, and that was the difference there, he was getting meetings, whereas here he could send out letters and emails and get no response. But in Denmark, very sensible, very practical. So he would, get a meeting with a producer or something. And so one of these first meetings as a kind of new Irishman in Denmark, he arrived slightly late and befuddled because he took, the wrong train or he cycled the wrong way. And he arrives in, he's like, I'm sorry, because I thought I took the wrong street and then I took the turn. Then one goes, you have 13 minutes left. They had a 15-minute meeting and he had wasted 2 minutes with his excuses for being late. So it was just straight down to business. And he was like, oh, okay. So, and then pitched through what he had. And she goes, no, don't like that. Don't like that. I do like this. I don't like that. And show me more of this. And it was just, and there was great follow-up and thing. And so he's had much more success in Denmark with reaction to his writing than he would here. So if you're getting no's, you just need to, go further afield or push it somewhere else, or produce your own stuff. Like we produce loads of stuff ourselves.
I reckon that's definitely a Scandinavian thing. I think more than else, like European Scandinavians are very like, yeah, I like that, but that's shit. Yeah. Whereas here in the UK and Ireland, we just go, well, actually, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And you see that just leaves you hanging. Then you see, because you kind of say, oh, they said they liked it. It's like, and they don't want to say shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, no, that's really good, really good. Yeah, it's just we're not sure at the moment. And then you wait and wait, and it's like, come on, are you going to do it or not? Like, I shot a pilot for a sitcom years ago, and it still hasn't got a no, but so it's still on the shelf somewhere, and nobody has said yes or no. But so they commissioned the pilot. The pilot was shot, and then it's like you're going to screen it? Are you going to? It's like they just still haven't committed, and it's just like, everybody involved has probably, just moved on to something else and forgotten about it because, but it's crazy.
I did want to briefly just take it back a little bit because we mentioned earlier, I mentioned in my intro, the name Billy Doofus.
Ah, yes.
So early in your career, I
remember him.
So is this right? You did stand up, and in your first year, you appeared on the BBC, Channel 4, and in Edinburgh Fringe. Is that right? In the first year?
Nuts. Not only in the first year, but by the time it sounds mad when you say it. By the time I was doing the live finals of the BBC New Comedy Awards in Edinburgh, live on the BBC during the Edinburgh Festival, it was my 6th gig as a stand-up. Like,
holy fuck!
Because the 1, 2, 3 previous ones were heats of the competition. So I had I was doing like a stage play that again my pal Fergal had written called The Blue Light, and this was a show about a stand-up comedian who is now in a psychiatric unit. And so the play was a mix of why he ended up in a psychiatric unit and where he got his material. So half the show was you see him doing the material, and the other half is kind of explaining what inspired that material and how he ended up where he was. So at the time, I think it was the first year. So this was way back in 2000. So I think it was the first time that the BBC New Comedy Awards was open to people in the Republic of Ireland, as opposed to just contestants in the UK. I might be getting that wrong, but there was some reason that this was the first year that I was able to enter. Because they were doing Dublin heats, I think. That was the first time. They hadn't come to Dublin before, maybe. Somebody will correct me on that, but there was a reason that so I might as well enter. So I entered doing a chunk of the stand-up from that play, and got through to the next seat. And then 2 gigs later, I remember, so that was like my first proper stand-up gig, like just doing the stand-up in front of a stand-up audience, was the first heat of the BBC New Comedy Awards in Dublin. So I was there with comedians who, had been doing it for years or had been, doing live mics and all that kind of thing. So I come in, did my piece, totally nervous and all the rest. but so this is where Billy Doofus came in. So I did it as a character because didn't want to do it as me, and so I kind of did it as the character from the show. And so Billy Doofus, had mad hair, funny glasses, and a kind of ill-fitting suit. And so then got through that heat, went up to another heat in Derry, and won there, which got me to I don't know about 3 heats, and then was told I got through to the live finals. So when I did the live finals, then they didn't want me to be the character. They wanted me to take off the wig and glasses. So I ended up wearing. I still wanted to be a bit showbiz, so I borrowed this red and black snakeskin suit from a pal of mine. Subsequently, I bought my own snakeskin suit, but I had bought this it was a crushed velvet velour red snakeskin suit. Sounds lovely, I know, but so in hindsight, it was probably not the best wardrobe choice. I should have just gone with jeans and a black t-shirt. So I remember at the time the judges were. I'm going to leave a few out, but Peter Kay and Jim Bowen were 2 of the judges at the time, and I remember Peter Kay saying, "Yeah, he looked like Shiwaddy Waddy." But he says, but a cross between Dave Allen and Shiwaddy Waddy. So I took that as a huge compliment. Not so much the Shiwaddy Waddy, but the Dave Allen. So yeah, it was a brilliant experience and terrifying. And then from that, then I got to do other stand-up gigs around the place, which when they go well, they're fantastic, and when they don't, it's absolutely horrible. It's terrifying. As someone said, it's like standing on stage naked and someone turning the gas on and you just rotate very, very slowly. It's just I did a gig in the Empire in Belfast, which is this beautiful old building, a converted church. And so the MC said beforehand, now when you go on, there will be a lot of talking anyway. So it's a big place and the people will be talking, some won't be listening, and there'll be a lot of noise. So don't worry about that. And if they like you, they'll let you know. And if they don't like you, they will also let you know. So the guy that was on before me was an Australian comedian, and they decided before he came on, they did not like him. They didn't like his name. The man who needs no introduction, give a big round of applause. So they decided they didn't like him. And when he comes on, he goes, listen, just give me 1 minute and I promise I'll make you laugh. And the whole audience in sync without missing a beat go 59, 58, 57, 56. And it's like, oh man. And so I was to come on after this. So the MC came on and he kind of calmed them down again. And then I came on and went, well, then I did other gigs where it was just like, I did a corporate gig for a bunch of dentists. And it was just like, I could have rode in bareback on a donkey whistling Dixie and they wouldn't have noticed. It was just awful. And it got to the point where I like, do I start getting ratty with them now? It's like, but you're supposed to do say 15 minutes. I probably did 4 minutes and it felt like an hour and just left. But you do other gigs and it's great. But I didn't. The stand up is really tough, and you need to be doing it all the time. So I loved it. I'd love to go back to it. I did it for maybe a year or so and did a few festivals and things. But then all the stuff. I had no ambition to be a stand-up comic. But it is something I would love to go back to, maybe, at some point.
Is there anything you can't do? I mean, I think you do everything, don't you, Will?
I can't sing. I can't dance.
Yet.
My wife and kids will contest to that. I would actually love to be able to sing. But I shy away from singing "Happy Birthday." I'll go, I'll take pictures. And unless it's a large group of people singing, like I'll mind. But in the car, I'll sing to myself. But what there's other stuff that in terms of what I'd love to do kind of a real kind of meaty detective drama type thing, kind of that kind of thing. Some of those kind of detective characters are great characters, but it's the writing. Like I was watching a thing recently, and you just get sucked into the story. And like the thing I'm watching now is, it's actually quite stressful watching it, but oh man, as an actor, it'd be phenomenal to do. The Beef. It's on Netflix, so it's all set in this restaurant.
Yeah.
No, am I calling it right? The Bear. Sorry, The Bear. The Beef was another one which was brilliant, but The Bear. The Beef was brilliant writing as well. A Korean couple who just stressed in the tent. But The Bear at the moment, it's every character in it is fantastic, and that's the sort of thing I'd love to do. Just this, just top quality writing. Yeah. But
what's like your favorite thing? Like, what's your particular favorite outlet? Like, is it writing? Is it acting? Is it the comedy side? Like, what is the one that you're like, I just love doing it every time I get to do it?
Acting, I suppose. Like I've directed and produced, and most of the time that I'm directing and producing, it's a budgetary thing because we can't afford to pay someone else to do it or whatever. And I've done camera and sound and everything else. I love acting. I mostly veer towards comedy, but the same token, like a really good dramatic piece that you can get your teeth into is great. I did a short film recently, which was completely bonkers, but the director, I'd seen his other stuff, and I knew it was going to look fantastic. And so that's why I said yes to it. There was very little dialogue in it, maybe a couple of lines, but it allowed me to get quite dramatic in it, and it's quite bonkers, and I really enjoyed working on that as well. So it really depends. It comes down to working with good people doing good stuff, and it's the story. So if it's a brilliant comedy, then I'm all on for it. But if it's a good drama with an emotional punch, for me, like if it doesn't, it has to hit you somewhere, Yeah. It has to provoke a reaction. Otherwise, like I was offered something there recently, and I read the script, and it's like I never thought. Two things. One thing, there was a stage where I thought I'll never handle a script again. Like I thought I'm done. Like I'll never work again. And then I never thought I would say, no, I'm not going to do that. This was the part in a feature film, and it was kind of a fairly sizable part in it. But I read the script, and it was just I couldn't. It wasn't big money, so if they were offering 25 million, I might go, okay, I'll do it. but it was just, it's like, so there'd be no joy in doing it. There'd be no pride afterwards. It was just really bad script, and it's like that. At best, it's a 10-minute short. Like, make that. Don't drag this out to a feature. I couldn't. So it good people and good script, and that's why like people generally try and work together again. And sometimes people give out about they'll always work with him or they always work it, but there's a reason, because you find your tribe and inspire each other to do better stuff. Casting is chemistry as well. So you want to work, and particularly if you're working for low budget or whatever, you want people that are going to join the fight and carry the project, and not just on the days that they're shooting, afterwards and promoting the project as well, and the whole way, digging out. It's a whole collaborative thing. So if you're just focused on, I'm just here to do this, then we'll use you today, but we won't use you again. Like I know some brilliant actors who always get cast, but they never get cast again, by the same people, because they just pissed them off. So, yeah. So it's back to that book. I must finish writing. How to be an actor, not an asshole. You heard it here first.
What you were saying there as well, like you didn't want to take the role because it just wasn't there for you. I think what people as well need to realise is it's not just you being on set and filming that role, because afterwards you got to promote that. You got to go out there and be like, this is the best fucking thing. But if you don't feel that and you're like, what a bag of shit, you're not going to do it justice.
Yeah. I mean, because in latter years, Hugh Grant I love, because he doesn't take himself too seriously and he does things. And sometimes he will admit, it's like, yeah, I did it for the money. And that's fair. That's fair enough. Like, I don't mind. And just being honest. But when you get people talking and when you see some stuff and you know there's huge money into it, and it's just like, particularly with some short films, and they're very grandiose and they get huge money going into it. It's like, yeah, but what's it about? It's like, it's like it looks lovely and all the rest, but there's no story in it, and it's like you come out none the wiser. And that happens with some big films as well, some huge films. And you think, oh, that's amazing, but it's like, had no impact on me, So it's like I'll never get those 2 hours back,
That's how I felt after I watched Twilight for the first time.
But like, it really annoys me then when you see something and then it gets, there's huge money into it and it gets rave reviews. Or like, reviews are another thing you can take with a pinch of salt, because everybody has a different opinion on it. But it's just when you sitting through a thing, you're just like, like I was at a screening recently at the in the Lighthouse. There was a bunch of shorts. This film I did, Skins, which was mad, but it was up against a bunch of other shorts that were all made during Fast Fest, which was 72 hours to make a short film. And so the crew I were with, they were really prepared, knew their stuff, really tight unit. And so the results showed other teams were a hodgepodge assembled. So as someone said, the whole spectrum of talent was on display in the thing. So, but when the shorts were on, some people, like, when it was over, it's like, thanks, Peter. God, because some of them were like, oh man, that could have been 2 minutes, not 12. Well, anyway, but better to make it than not make it.
Very true. Very true. I am conscious of time, but I did want to ask, like, if people are listening to this and they're like, do you know what? I like the sound of this guy. I want to check out some of his work. What's a few pieces that you've worked on that you're sort of like extra proud of that you encourage people to go and check out?
Well, I obviously check out Dublin Crust when that comes on the stream. Unfortunately, we don't know, we don't have exact dates yet. Sunny Mammy and Patch is a special place for me as well. I really like that. But if you just go to my website, I've links to a lot of the stuff I've done on that. Or even actually on my IMDb, because like I've worked on other shows where I've been kind of producer, or helped other shows to get produced, and actually some of the TV stuff that I've done is pre-internet and it's not available online. I have it on old kind of DVDs and stuff here, so I keep saying I must try and put those up online. Because I did a sitcom years ago, which got slated by the critics, but I loved it. So that was so I'll release that someday as well online. But I suppose if people just go to my IMDb, they'll get pointed in different directions. And of course, watch out for Abducted Part 2, where the abducted anonymous and against the odds, which we're hoping to shoot in May of this year. So if somebody wants to invest in that, obviously, they can give me a ring. My number is down below. Oh no! Yeah.
Although it's not comedy, I am going to promote. We mentioned it earlier. I will say people need to check out that story time with Mr. Reed. I was doing my research earlier. My daughter was like, "Daddy, what are you watching?" So I told her the concept of reading stories written by kids. She's like, I want to send him a story. I was like,
get her to send it in, because that was a kind of a lockdown thing, because when the homeschooling, I severe PTSD from that, but oh man. So but part of the homeschooling, on one occasion, my daughter's class had to write a story, and so I, on the parents' WhatsApp group, said, listen, if anyone has their stories, they can send them into me. I'll put them on YouTube, and so the kids can see their story. And so then I started getting stories from all over the world, and like people who had written, like self-publishers who had written kids' storybooks, they were sending them. But the original idea was, like, there was loads of people at the time reading stories for kids, but I was reading stories that were written by kids. So, and some of them were, brilliant. Some of them were insane, but they were all brilliant. And so then after lockdown, I would visit schools and libraries and bookshops, and so in a week or two beforehand, all the class would write the stories, teachers send them to me, and then I'd come in and read and perform their stories for them. And it was like the circus coming to town. The kids loved hearing their stories come to life, and it was brilliant. So I'm trying to kickstart that back again. That kind of fell by the wayside the last year, so it's always there in the background. So I do kind of family days or World Book Day and that kind of stuff. So your daughter has a story, absolutely send it in. And and so I was able to shoot that with the kids as well. So like my son was the cameraman, Cara was my assistant, and we had great fun doing that during lockdown up in the bedroom. And it was great fun.
It was brilliant. The one we watched earlier, she was like, "Daddy, why did he walk on the screen and fall over?" I was like, "I don't know. It was funny."
And it's mad, and the kids don't miss a beat either, because like in the school one year, again, this makes me sound very stupid. One year, because I wear this kind of powder blue suit and blue shoes, but one year I forgot my shoes. I didn't walk up to school in the powder blue suit and the blue shoes, so I changed in the staff room. But one year I forgot my shoes, and oh man, so I just had my socks. And then the next year, one of the kids who had been there previously remembers, "Did you remember your shoes?" I did, yes, thank you. So they let you away with nothing. So yeah.
What a little legend.
Yeah.
Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I would say it's a question, but I want to bring it back up. That obviously we talked about the intensive workshops back at the beginning of this interview.
Yeah.
I just think that's absolutely incredible. You're passing your skills and your knowledge back onto the younger generation, to help those. I know you see people up to 50 as well, but like you said, the majority, 20-year-olds that are there focusing all their energy into how they're going to portray themselves rather than what they're actually there to do. And that sort of thing. I just think it's phenomenal. And I think it's incredible that you, Baz, and I'm going to say Mr.
And Dermot Coggins as well. So Dermot is a brilliant director, and like we all kind of share the same philosophy on kind of the business and the process and kind of the do's and don'ts that actors should do. And it's also worth bearing in mind that like for Dermot as a director, he directed Kin and Baz was in Kin, and so all those connections. But he's also pitching for jobs as well, so he doesn't get every job that he wants either. So in terms of an actor, and then when actors meet him, they kind of go, "Oh, I wish he'd cast me in something," but that's not something he's always in control of either. So on the workshops, we kind of break down how the industry actually works, but also for us what we think is common sense approaches, so that you don't arrive on set as the kind of fish out of water, and that you're prepared for the chaos and all that goes with it. And yeah, so to us, we think we're just talking common sense, but apparently, from what we're talking, it's stuff that they're not being told in other places in formal training. So the practical side of it, the performance is one side, but it's a business too. So you need to be able to operate within that business. And so that's kind of, it's twofold. What we're doing is kind of the technical side, but also the business side of how you present yourself as a professional. Be an actor, not an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
that book again. My final question is, when you first started on this journey, when you first got onto that stage and all those people laughed at your heights.
They laughed with me.
With you,
no,
sorry.
They didn't.
With you.
No,
with
they didn't. No, they probably did laugh at me, but it was fine.
But not like a look at it.
No, in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought them joy. Brought them joy. Yeah.
Did you ever think that obviously you'd be in a cult classic movie and then get to where you are today?
No, because it's you always think, particularly when you're younger, you always think, "Oh, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do this." But the more I do it, the more it's all about the people you meet along the way and the work you do along the way. So because if you don't enjoy the journey, there is no destination. If you're not enjoying the journey, there's no point. And it's sometimes it's a very twisty, windy road, and you drift off the road into the wilderness, and then you come back again. But the main thing is you be nice to everyone. because I'm working with people now that I knew 30 years ago, and then I work with some people now. And it's like I don't want to see them 30 minutes from now. So just be nice along the way, and success. This is really corny. Success is a journey, and so enjoy the journey. But also, let me see. I have a few little sidelines, and so this is one. Can you read that? Is that back to front?
No, that's right. Yeah,
right.
If at first it's the seed, meh.
You know what I mean? So just keep going, just keep trucking. Yeah, it's let me see. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted there. But there's like a lot of people talk, a lot of nonsense in this business, and when you pare back all that, it's the other word I spoke about rejection. The other word is networking. Oh, you have to network, and you have to network. It's like, you don't network, build relationships, and be useful to the other person, form friendships and bonds so that, you have something to offer. Don't just latch onto someone because you think you might get a job out of them. Like, that's networking, throwing your business card in someone's face every time you meet them. It's like, ooh. There's this story of an old Irish theatrical actress who would always get this is going way back now, getting bit parts. And there was a big theatrical funeral, theatre producer funeral. And as she was going up and down the aisle, the church was filled with theatre professionals and actors and producers and directors. She knelt at the end of each pew going, "Sorry for your loss. Remember me when you're casting. Sorry for your loss. Remember me when you're casting." Time and a place, people. Time and a place. Read the room.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. So, sometimes a casting director is just a person, and they're at a wedding. Yeah, don't go, "Hey, I've given you my CV." Just read the room.
My God.
Do you have the rings? No, but I've got my CV here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're out there. They walk among us.
Oh God.
Oh, on that note,
They should be abducted.
Yeah.
On that note, Mr. Morgan, do you have any plugs, social medias, anything you want people to go and check you out on?
I think I'm best on Instagram. So actor William Morgan, at actor William Morgan. So as not to confuse me with any other William Morgan. So yeah, my Instagram is probably the best place, or my IMDb, which I have on imdb.me/William Morgan. But if you Google William Morgan, you'll find me, or the guy who first translated the Bible into the Welsh language was also called William Morgan.
Yes, I can see that. Yes.
Yeah. And then there was a guy from Star Trek who's William Morgan Shepherd. So, but I'm in that mix there somewhere.
Just filter through, you'll be there. That's all.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
You legend.
Oh,
you
beautiful.
absolute legend. Thank you so much. Well, seriously though, thank you. This has been great, and I've been dying to get you on for ages. So,
thanks for having me.
No, not at all. Have an absolutely grand evening.
I'll do my best. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, very welcome. Pleasure, sir. Take care of yourself. See you later.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I really like the vibration. What's vibration? The vibration. But I think reverberation was sneaking into my head a little bit at the same time, and I tried to say, "Hi guys, welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Pleasure to have you here." But weirdly, when I did introduce the interview, then my throat vibrated so much, but almost vibrated dry. So then I was a bit yeah, and that was so I managed to get out just in time, and then almost died on you. Anyway,
it's good. Your pre-recording Apple has just decided to get vengeance for some reason.
Yeah, for some random. It's just healthy food. What the fuck is this? What's it doing to me, body? You're actually having some decent nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Are you okay? To start the show off, though, Jamie, it's time for story time with Tom. We've got an absolute belter of a story. I think it's from Reddit. So if I say any random words or names, it's because that's the name of the person that's commented. That makes sense?
Okay.
This is about how somebody makes their cup of tea. Okay?
Oh, I feel like I'm going to be angry.
No, you won't. Okay. No, you really won't. I think confused with hilarity more than anything else. Okay, so the person asking the question or making the statement is called Radish NT. Okay. Which one of you is going to tell me that tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? Wait, were you putting tea in cold water? Radish, answer the question, Radish. Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it in hot water to speed up the teification process. I didn't realize there's an actual reason for it. Wait, so you haven't got the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes? Yeah, you heard what I said. Wait, you think I've got the patience to boil water at all? What the fuck? But because it takes less than... sorry, do you think I actually have the patience to boil water on my stove? Wait, it takes less than a minute. Bestie, is your stovetop powered by the fucking sun? How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove? Like 7 minutes? Just sit the mug on top of the stove on medium heat, and it boils in like 2 minutes. Less than that is a use a saucepan. Wait, hang on. Wait, you're putting the whole fucking mug on the stove on medium heat. Is your stove enchanted? Every single person in this post is a fucking lunatic. Wait, hang on. Do none of you own a fucking kettle? End of story.
There's so much to unpack.
Yeah, there's loads in there.
Where is this person from? Do we know?
No, we have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I just love that it was like somebody got angry that they were making tea in cold water, and then by the fact that they used their stove to heat water, and then someone was like, yeah, you put the whole mug on top. Then it's about microwaves. Yeah, well, hang on. Nobody has mentioned a kettle at all.
Yeah, that is an
no one mentioned a kettle. So who the fuck's been drinking cold tea? That sounds awful.
That sounds like the worst thing in the world. Although I will give this person credit. They use the phrase teification process, and that is fantastic. I do like that. That is great. But, cold tea? No! I feel like the first time they drink it warm, they'd be like, this is life-changing.
Yeah, could you imagine? And they feel like they turn into like some sort of god or something, you know, like some sort of pioneer. They feel like they've changed everyone's lives. I bet they were like there going, I'm about to change the world. I'm about to tell these people, hear me. Have you heard tea with hot water? And everyone's there going, yeah, all the fucking time. Oh.
But this person never drank tea at someone else's house. They've had someone else make them tea.
I do wonder sometimes if they literally just threw the rod in and waited. Do you know what I mean? But it's the fact that people got angry at him for having should I say, sorry, for having tea in cold water, and then started putting fucking mugs on the stove. Who's got a stove? It's not 1940s. We have ovens now.
We have hobs, not fucking stove.
Yeah. No, did not use the Arga. Oh, dear. Look at these poor people over here with their cold tea. Pathetic.
I've got a gas hob, so if I was to put a mug on there, it just fucking
shatter.
Yeah, it would shatter to pieces. Yeah.
You have to drink your tea off the floor through a straw.
Pretty much.
Or just lap it up like a cat.
Knock off, Amidala, it's mine.
But yeah, I can't believe you called your cat after a fucking Star Wars character. But why am I not surprised? Why am I not fucking surprised? Anyway, Jamie, moving on. Do you think a goose has ever looked over the horizon and thought to itself, but what if I'm not silly enough? What if I can't be that silly goose that everyone keeps making me out to be? What if I can't live up to their expectations?
I do love the expression, you silly goose. It's just brilliant.
I mean, I think the goose part would offend me more than anything. What you say? Do I get aggravated when you come in my space? Do you? Is that what happens here?
That's the funny part. Geese aren't silly. They're fucking terrified.
They're angry. Yeah. Should be you fucking angry, territorial goose more than anything else. What am I bedroom for? Start randomly pecking at somebody. Nah.
Oh, you big, angry, territorial goose, you.
Start making random geese noises. I don't know what they're called. I almost started quacking for a second, and I'm so pleased I stopped myself because obviously that's a duck.
Yes, geese honk.
Oh, they honk, do they?
Honk, honk. That's a goose.
So somebody obviously then decided that they wanted that noise to be either on a bike or in a car. Or that a clown should use it.
Do you reckon that's where it came from? A clown saw a goose, like, I fucking like you silly goose. I'm taking that. That's good. That sounds good.
Somebody's just walking through the wilderness of some forestry or something, or by some river or pond, and they just hear, and off in the distance, they just hear, and like, my automobile idea. That could be the noise to alert other motomobilers. What a lovely idea. And then the clown, it's come full circle. So then the clown basically went, I heard that noise that automobile is making. That's a good idea for some sort of party trick or play some practical joke on somebody. Wonderful. That's a good way of doing it. Excellent.
That's my I picture every time I squeeze my nose. It's amazing.
This comes full circle. And then the goose just goes, the fuck are you related to a clown for? And that's the term, silly goose arrived. So
we've done it. We've solved the mystery of the silly goose.
We've had William's interview. We're done. I think we can happily sign off now. I think we've achieved life. But still.
What other myths can we bust?
Yeah. But I'm going to end my trifecta of shit at the beginning with I got really angry on the train, coming off the train to Cheltenham on Saturday. Now, I don't know what the fuck came over me, but it's really weird, right? So what is it with selfish pricks in trains and buses? Buses are exactly the same. First things first, though, this is not what I got angry about, but I just noticed I made a massive point. This is probably more pathetic, to be honest, than actually doing something about it. I sat there, I'm not joking, there was a fuckload of seats free, right? And I mean a fuckload. But people, Jamie, need somewhere for their bag to live, and the bag needs to have a nice ride and a nice chill. So I made them, so they put their bags on the inside seat and then sit on the outside, So I sat on the floor by the doors. Train ticket man walks past, he goes, I mean, you're probably all right, but there's like loads of seats here. I was like, no, it's all right. People need their bags. They need to have seats for their bags, clearly, or their coats, or whatever the fuck it is, And he was like, fair enough. But why don't they say it? Why don't people who are working in that industry just go, sorry, could you like not do that because people need to sit down?
Probably because they can't be asked. They just don't care enough. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. Even if there's plenty of empty seats, I put my bag in between my feet because that's a chair for someone's arse, not my bag.
It got fairly busy as well. Anyway, that's by the by. What I got really angry about was the train was 20 minutes delayed in, right? And getting to Cheltenham Spa, and there was an elderly couple in front of me at the doors waiting to get off.
Yeah.
And as people do, because when trains are late, they think that it's going to fucking leave without them. So anyway, doors opened, and I'm not joking, it was like a wall of people. And I was like, cool, how the fuck are we supposed to get by? This elderly couple started to get off, and I helped them with their bags and stuff, and they started to like very, very slowly get off this train. This lady, however, thought I'll be a ninja and squeezed past the woman to get onto the train. And I splocked and went, can you not fucking wait a minute? Could you just not wait a minute? It's not going to leave without you. And she was like, oh, how dare, how very dare you speak to me like that? And I went, whatever, fuck. So she'd gone. As I got them off, but the wall started to move forward, and I went, guys, can we not get out the fucking way so I can get off, please? Bit of courtesy and common sense would be nice. And it was like, oh, you fucking. And I was like, yeah, all right, thanks. That's what a wonderful comeback and response that is. Thanks, guys.
What is wrong with people? Especially if it's an elderly couple as well. Just fucking move.
Exactly. The train's not going to go, wait, this would be hilarious, right? What we'll do, guys, yeah? We'll let everyone get off there. We'll just fuck off. We'll just fuck off and leave it. It'll be hilarious, yeah? But grow up. It's not going to go without you. Just grow up.
Makes me laugh. Like I always just let people go in front of me when I'm getting on the train because I just think it's not going anywhere. Just let people on.
People just go, seats. I see seats. I want no one sitting next to me. That's for my bag. That is. And and it's like they fight to get on. It's absolutely insane. It happens when I get on as well. When I get on, people that walk and stand in front of you like, oh, am I invisible? Am I just not here? Do I just not exist?
It's fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
Although,
sorry to
the one thing that annoys me as well is when you are about to get on the train, it's the dawdlers. So I like to let people off first, so that you think the last person's off, you're about to step up. Oh no, there's another person. Am I clear now? Oh no, there's another person. Like, hurry up!
It's not going to go without you.
No, I know, but it's like I think it's clear. I'm like, right, everyone's clear. We can get on now. No, there's someone else. No, there's someone else. Or will you just leave in an orderly fashion?
See, I can't agree with you on that one, I'm afraid.
No, I don't like people that dawdle. It drives me mad. It's because I'm a fast walker, so people dawdling drives me insane.
Slow walkers, yeah. The slow walkers in front, that does my head in as well. It's the ones that are walking in front of you, then cut across. So you think you're about to get round, and then they just cut across and you're, whoa!
Yeah.
And like, what you watch where you're fucking going? I'm like, well, I'm facing you, you stupid bell end. So, hot kettle black, by any chance?
God, we're moaning a lot today, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry.
I had something I wanted to bring to the table.
Oh, fucking hell.
I know, right? I know I'm doing well. Vegan food. Now, I don't have a problem with vegan food. You do what you like. No problem. Okay. No problem with vegan food. What I have a problem with is the marketing department of vegan food. Who thought that labeling things as plant-based would make them sound appealing? Because
to vegans, I suppose.
But I don't get why is that appealing? I saw an advert for Muller yogurt and it said plant-based, and I thought that is the most unappealing sounding thing I've ever read in my life. Plant-flavored yogurt.
Because, Jamie, that's what veganism is.
I know, but it doesn't sound. Just call it vegan yogurt, not plant-based. It sounds gross.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people like to know where their food comes from. That's just like the same with meat. It's like, we know its source to where it's come from, don't you? Aberdeen Angus beef burgers.
I never thought of it that way.
Do you know what I mean? Welsh lamb.
You might have a point there. I still don't think it sounds appealing, though. I'm not vegan, but it doesn't sound appealing.
Sorry, but a lot of plant-based stuff is actually delicious.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't have a problem with it. It's just the name.
You don't, but you just said you had okay.
No, I don't have a problem with what it is. It's just calling it plant-based. Just sounds odd to me.
I think it goes to show how different our minds work.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't think things through.
But yeah, plant-based, because obviously you'd be like, well, I want to know where that's come from. I mean, I don't mean to go to the extent of this was from a daffodil that is in the fields of Shropshire.
Oh my God, yes, do that. Your daffodil yogurt.
This was organically grown in the fields of Wiltshire. Yes, don't you know? Swindon plant. And these beauties were earthed in Colchester. Lovely. Colchester potatoes.
They do that on normal veg, so fair enough. But yeah, they need to start doing it on like yogurts and cheeses and shit like that.
The one I don't get though is you've got like carrots, parsnips, broccoli, cauliflower, and all of a sudden one random French item, petit pois. Why? Peas, small peas. That'll do. Yeah. Like it's just the weirdest thing. Oh yes, but I think you'll find in Bellend, and these were organically sourced in Long. So. In where, sorry? In Long. I love that nobody can pronounce French places or towns without Amtash, but the accent on. Lens. That was in Lyon, and that's in Lens.
You're right though, because like garden peas. Oh, we got this smaller version. What's we call them? Small peas sound shit. What if we call them petit pois? Oh, it sounds right if you say it in French. That works. Fuck it, go with it.
I love the idea of someone come dine with me. And then for main course, roast leg of lamb with mashed potato, Yorkshire puddings, and petit pois. It's a sound posher. It's funny because I actually got my frozen bag in Tesco. I didn't fucking go grow them myself. They just put Tesco in freezer aisle. Hopefully they like them though.
You're absolutely right. It does. I like that.
The thing is, though, your gripes and rants always bring out something beautiful. I always find.
Yeah, I do find you shoot them down and then it turns into something magic. So it works.
Oh well, you don't have to go that far, but thank you very much. I'm not any sort of wizard here, Jamie. Don't you worry. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired because, my sleep pattern's fucked. But other than that, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I suppose having kids and also then working shifts and then having to struggle for childcare and then having to struggle with school and stuff and then having a wife that works as well from home. No, maybe not from home, but from home. Can be a bit like, what's going on?
Yeah, I woke up today and I was knackered. I don't normally nap on my first day before a night shift, but today I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go sleep.
Good idea. It's not a good idea, though.
It is, but I also feel like I'm wasting my day because I've slept a full night's sleep. So why do I need to have a nap in the middle of the day? But yeah, today I did. I was like, sod it.
That was the brummiest thing I've ever heard come out your face. Why do I do a nap in the middle of the day? It's a waste of a day. This comes out every now and again like proper broad. Sometimes I might just pretend to be like, eh?
I feel like we need a Brummy counter in the corner of the screen every time you pick up on it during the show.
No, what we need on here sometimes, Jamie, is subtitles. Wouldn't it be hilarious? Just randomly when you start getting Brummy, if that little sign language person comes up in the comments going, that'd be sick. I don't know. But that'd be unbelievable. Funnily enough, talking about sign interpreters, someone got arrested because they brought somebody to do sign language for them when they were getting their court hearing, and they're not a sign interpreter at all. They were an absolute joke in America. Yeah, they weren't real. And she kept going like, yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny.
It went round and around in this bat.
Basically, he got the shotgun and he shot him. Blew his head off. As if you'd had the balls to do that. As if you had the actual balls to be like, would you mind? Do you not mind? Are you sure? Karen, talk. No, come on, seriously, we've got to nail this down. You need to learn sign language in 24 hours. We're gonna be fucking quick. Don't worry, Calvin, it'll be okay.
So, yeah. How are you, my friend? How are you?
Bored, mate. Bored. Ready to move now. Losing my job didn't help. So that was great. Apparently, it's for underperforming. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious because the people that went with me scored 0 and 3, and I scored plus 20. So really, performance based. Yeah, I totally hear you loud and clear. So that's not help matters. Do you know what? I felt like I was proper skiving today. It's so weird. I was just sat. I think that's Resident Evil 4 remake, and I've got to the final boss, and I was playing, and I was like, I just feel like I'm cheating on work, but I don't have a job.
Yeah,
it was such a weird feeling. I feel I should get the laptop out and start smashing some messages out.
It is weird. Like I feel like that when I'm on sick. Even sometimes when I'm on annual leave, I'm like, shouldn't I be working? What should I do? I don't know what to do.
Annual leave, I never do because obviously you're on annual leave, so I feel. But sickness, I get. Yes, I get. Sometimes I almost. I don't know if it's just because you're conditioned that way now, because obviously people hate you being on sick because obviously everyone wants money to, line their dirty little greasy pockets. But I forgot I was going with this now. So being on sick sometimes, you almost feel like you're not sick enough.
Yeah.
Even though you've been like retching and throwing your guts up and shitting out your mouth and sick out your ass, it's like yeah, but you're not dead, are you? Not dead, are you? So you can still come to work, and you feel like you're at death's door. Death's there, like, hello, come in, take a seat. Don't mind the scythe. But then work like, where are you? Why are you not in? Well, I don't care if your legs are falling off. You should be here.
I wonder if it's retail that's done that to us, because in the new job, if you phone them and go, I'm not very well, they go, okay, just let us know when you're back in. That's it. Whereas retail's like, have you still got all your limbs? Yeah, then get the fuck in. We've got customers to serve, don't you know?
But you're so right. Absolutely bang on. So yeah, I think sometimes it's like we've conditioned to feel that we're not, unless like our heads rolling around and we're just catching playing basketball with it, they're not interested. Or no, actually, if you're just dead, then you're like, oh, fair enough. Actually, end the day. Well, make sure you let us know if you're going tomorrow. Yeah, let us know if you're going tomorrow.
We'll get the Ouija board and see if your ghost can fill the shift in for you.
But yeah, so I love that meme or that GIF that someone's put up where it's like their boss had texted being like, "Can you cover tomorrow?" And they're like, or "Oh, we're a bit short staffed," and someone's gone, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." Or "Are you been or not?" "Oh, good luck with that. I'll see you Monday."
That's what we need to be more like.
Yeah, I agree. I met a guy on the train, funnily enough. He kept apologizing for talking to me. I was like, "Why are you apologizing for talking to me? Just it's all good." But he was like, "Oh, I've got my England rugby trials tomorrow, but work want me to work a night shift tonight." He's a bouncer. And I was like, he was like, "What should I do?" He's a student as well. And I was like, "Go to your rugby trials." "Yeah, but what am I going to tell work?" I was like, "Well, you worked last night, didn't you?" Yeah, but it's a bit short." I was like, "Well, just tell him you're not in and just do you'll do more shifts in the week or something. I don't know. Don't fucking miss your England trials." I hope you did. I hope wherever you are that you smashed it. You absolutely smashed it. So yeah, that'll be because once in a lifetime opportunity. Why do you want to give that up?
Fuck that. Just for someone that probably won't even say thank you at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man. I'm all right. This is obviously the last recording from this building, so I'm excited. For a new chapter, a new adventure. What's been going on with you, my friend?
Not a fat lot. I've mostly been Rihannaing, to be fair. But I actually got 2 days off in a row this week. Fucking hell. I know. So Saturday was a bit of a chill day. We did a bit of shopping, just chilled out in the daytime. Then on an evening, we went to a friend's house for a belated Christmas party. It was supposed to happen at the end of December, but due to sickness, it just sort of got pushed back and back and back. So there was nothing Christmassy about it, really. But it was the annual Christmas gathering, just a bit late. And then yesterday, I went and saw the kids, did some more of Lena's room. Only spend a few hours on it 1 day a week. It's going to take fucking ages to get this done. But it did include me dismantling a bed that almost caused me to have a very angry meltdown. I was very, very close to a meltdown. Becky phone was like, "You've chose the worst time. This screw won't move. I'm going insane." Yeah. I got a bit of a short temper sometimes, I've noticed. Watching wise, missed out. Sorry, we've done a couple of interviews, of course, since we last recorded the show. You heard one last week, and then you've heard this one this week. So there we are. Watching wise, I've been carrying Smallville. I'm now on season 7. It's starting to get a bit shit, but I want to stick with it because I want to finish it. I don't like the idea of getting to 7 series and giving up. So hopefully it gets better. And
the Walking Dead effect.
Yeah. And for the first time in ages, I watched some wrestling. I watched the Royal Rumble, and I enjoyed it. It was good. No.
Did you? Yeah, come on, don't lie to. We've had the conversation already. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I watched 4 matches, and I enjoyed the ending of 1. I enjoyed 2, but the main event, Royal Men's Rumble, was a bit shit. Yeah, it's a bit shit. What about you, my friend? What have you been up to?
Fuck all, mate. I've been Rihanna obviously until they let me go on Friday. You know, though, that when a meeting goes in at 4 p.m. on a Friday, you're like, "Oh, cool. I know what this is."
Yeah.
So that happened. So I got let go. Luckily, I've got a second interview on Friday coming. So hopefully back to Specsavers. So hopefully when we record next week, it'll be a bit more of a positive story. So yeah, that's going on. Moving back to Cheltenham this Friday when this is out. So I'll be in the process of moving while you're all enjoying this and allowing us into your ears or your face or however you consume us. But what else have I done? Played a bit of Resident Evil, played a bit of Rocket League with Braden, played a bit of FIFA, even though I fucking hate that game. I don't know why. It's one of those mind-numbing games I can just get lost in playing.
Yeah.
I went to Cheltenham on Saturday to go see Paul, and we hung around, had a couple of coffees, just walked around a bit, and there was just literally this giant fuck off protest happened in the middle of Cheltenham Town Centre, with all the unions and the teacher strikes and everything all coming together as one to be like, "Get rid of the fucking Tories, the pricks." It was great. Okay. It was absolutely amazing. Socialist Party, that's what I want to say. It's like, screw Labour, they're going to be looking for us, vote for the Socialist Party. It's got the needs of the people and that sort of thing, which is quite cool. It's all a bag of shit anyway. The Tories have already tried to fuck the election. They're trying to rig it now, aren't they? I don't know if you've read that.
No.
Yeah. Came out today, they're trying to rig the election so that they win.
Of course they are, because they know they're not going to.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been going on. Walking Dead, I'm on season 10, episode 19. I think I've hit the COVID episodes because it's 1 or 2 people now.
Oh, okay.
It's nobody else in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of it. It's some flashback episodes. I'm like, oh god, here we go. So So I'm on Blacklist season 6, episode 8. I'm loving that as always, as usual. We've got the flow back for it again. So I've been downloading it because the internet's getting cut off, I think 2 days before I leave, which is shit. So I've been downloading so much stuff on my laptop, so I've got stuff to watch. So I don't go mentally insane. So I've been downloading Blacklist. I've downloaded Robin's Wish because I haven't watched that yet, which is all... it's just other comedians talk about Robin Williams and his life and stuff and what they knew of him. I bought it ages ago and haven't got around to watching it yet. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to download some like some of his movies and stuff that I haven't seen yet. There's like Old Dogs, and is it The Talented Mr. Ripley? Oh no, Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
He's in Good Will Hunting.
That's a great film.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Not Talented Mr. Ripley, wrong one. Same actor, I think, though. I always get confused with fucking Matt Damon and like Brad Pitt and They always like merge into one, and I'm always like, I don't know who's in what. So yeah, there's a few of those. So I'm going to get some of those downloaded and some Jim Carrey movies I haven't seen yet as well, like Bruce Almighty and stuff. So yes, I haven't seen Bruce Almighty. Yes, I know. Before people start kicking off.
Fair enough.
I've seen The Cable Guy and I've seen The Mask. Then I've seen Jumanji. I've seen loads and loads of different movies, but there's some, I think, popular ones and some not so popular that are still in the repertoire to get watched. So Amazon released one of my favourite films of all time. It's not been available in the UK for like centuries, which is wrongfully accused of Leslie Nielsen.
I don't actually think I've ever seen that. I know of it, but I don't ever watched it.
Classic spoof movie. It's so good. You can buy it or it's just watch it for free. You can do either or, weirdly. And I was like, well, if this is getting taken off, I'm having it. I don't want to ever lose this movie ever again. It's absolutely fucking amazing. It's got the guy who plays Basil Expedition in Austin Powers in it as one of the main characters.
Oh yeah,
Michael York. Michael York.
Yeah.
And then loads of people I haven't heard of. So he's like a famous violinist, and then he gets accused of a murder he didn't commit. And it's really funny, really, really fucking good, really well done.
Look for that.
I've watched Ted Lasso. I'm on episode 4 of season 3. And I randomly bought Crash Bandicoot today because it's on the cheap.
Oh.
I started playing that again today. Not a lot's really going on, man. I'm literally just waiting to get the fuck out of here.
I was going to say, now you're not working and you can't really start things because you're moving. It's sort of like...
I hate limbo. I fucking hate limbo. It's the worst thing in the world. So yeah, man. Other than that, not an ass of a lot really going on.
Yeah. Before we move on, I do want to give a shout out to a friend of the show because we like to plug our friends and their little projects. Jasmine from the Noise Cartel, who helps us, giving us plenty of interviews over time. She has launched her very own podcast, started today. I'm Your Biggest Fan podcast. First episode's out of Beth Blade, all about Kiss. So I'm going to listen to that on the way to work today. Very excited. But go check them out at biggestfan_pod. Give Jasmine all the love because she's been wonderful to this show. So go give her some love and listen to her podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly. Just letting you know, we've got a brand new merch store out there.
Please let me say the link. Let me say the link, please.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes, you can say the link. Yes, all right.
Okay.
So the link for the shop.
So the link for the shop is www.saywecanfly.shop.
All right, good job, Seamus. So www.saywecanfly.shop. 10% off if you use the code.
Let me say the code, please.
Okay, fine. You can say the code. If you use the code.
The code is The Chronicles.
What? No, it's not.
The Chronicles.
No, it's not. It's The Chronicles, Seamus.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The Chronicles at checkout, all right? You get 10% off.
10% off?
Yes, they know, Seamus. Okay?
I'm just trying to help, all right?
Visit www.saywecanfly.shop and use code The Chronicles for 10% off your order. Available at participating Say We Can Fly restaurants and web stores. Some restrictions may apply, but probably not.
Do you know what, right? I actually think this advert's better than the last one. I don't know. Do you think?
I do love this advert. It is fantastic. It's his accent. It just cracks me up.
But Jamie, it's time for your favourite segment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for Callum's Treachings.
Yes.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Hello, this week's Treachings come from the set of my own podcast, That Gym Couple Podcast, that I host with my partner Lucy, where we discuss all things gyms, fitness, gym anxiety, and a bunch of other stuff in between. If you do have the opportunity to come and check us out at That Gym Couple Podcast on Spotify and YouTube, we'd very much appreciate it.
Welcome to another edition of Callum's. I wanted to do tradition. No, it doesn't work. Callum's Treachings. He's here to treat the nation, the world, the universe, and the fucking galaxy. So, without further ado, Jamie, what is Callum treating us this week?
Static shock must have been wild before electricity was discovered.
Yeah, I would get that and be like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, I'm having such fun playing with balloon. I love rubbing balloons on me. It's some sort of kink that I'm into. Yeah, really love. Ah! Hang on. What the fuck was that? Stacey, did you see that? Stacey, come hither. Oh, yes. I have meant to tell you that I have a weird obsession with balloons. I should have mentioned this before we got married. I'm so sorry. But I have discovered something. Check this out. Oh my gosh, I love the way they feel. I love. What, Brian? Why are you naked? No reason. Just love the way they feel on my skin. Come here, darling. Come here. Rub. Ah! Oh, what was that, Brian, darling? What have you done? Why is my hair on end? What's going on with my hair? It was beautifully brushed, and now it's all over the place. No, it's some kind of shock. I don't know what to call it. I believe there's some bands, new metal bands that will come around with an X on the end at some point in the future, but I don't quite know what to call this. I'm not even a statistician. Oh, hang on. That's a good word to use. Could you imagine people must have freaking, they must have thought they were like wizards or witches or something and burnt them at the stake.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why?
That was not how I thought the discovery of static shocks was going to be discovered.
Oh, what? A man named Brian had a kink with balloons and loved to roll around naked and feel it against his body. And his wife Stacey's hair just went all over the place. Yeah.
I'm just amazed his name wasn't Dave. Normally he's on this show.
I tried to, change it up a little bit. Didn't even make him Yorkshire.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd love to have seen their faces, like, of how many people. Yeah, but I bet you they got burnt at the stake. They probably thought they were witches with electrical powers, not knowing what electricity is, and just being like, when I rub it on the dog, why do I rub it on the dog? No reason. Are you into bestiality or something? I've got to tell you. But look at its fur. Look, what's it doing? And it's like your hair standing on end. I have no clue what's going on here. It's some sort of treachery, some sort of curse, I believe, upon our family. Maybe it's for my kink. I obviously must die. Burn me at the stake, Stacey. I will do what is right for our family.
And that, children, is how static electricity was discovered.
I was going to say was born. Yeah. And that's how it came to life. I love the idea, though. It's like, oh, dog, his heart, it's slowing down. Oh, shit. I'm afraid we might lose Percy today, darling. I'm so sorry. Wait, let me just one more time, just because I know how much he loves it. Let's rub let's rub and see if we get his fur standing on end again. Oh, he's alive! Holy fuck! I brought our dog back to life. He lives.
Percy, he lives more. That was totally for the dog, nothing to do with my kinks. Thank you very much, Daisy.
Anyway,
I don't know how we can add on to that, to be fair.
No. But there we are. Jamie, what else? Treaching Callum this week as.
We get told to never write down our passwords, yet credit card companies get away with literally printing it on the back of the card.
That is a good point. Why do they do that?
I don't know, because that's all you need when you're filling in a form online, isn't it? It's the numbers off the front and then the 3 digits off the back. It's not really security code, is it?
No, I suppose. That's probably why you have to have your mother's maiden name. And you have to breathe into some sort of monitor that then like makes sure that your breath is yours. And then it's like, then now we must take blood. Are you a vampire? No, I'm not, I promise you. Please give us some blood and we can make sure it's you. Right, we got your DNA now. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to buy something from the shops.
Not only can we now clone the card, we can now clone him. Excellent. Our plan is coming together. My dad, Brian, had a weird kink with balloons. I read all about it on Ancestry one day. It was weird. I want to bring him back. I want to know what his obsession with the balloons were. He had some sort of power, some sort of electric power. I'd love to know that. I need to learn and master, and then I could become Electro and tease Spider-Man. I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to say Brennan from Mutant X. I don't know if anyone watched Mutant X, so that wouldn't make any sense.
Wasn't he a character on Barfight?
He was.
Yeah, of course.
He fought the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Yes,
I would really love. That's probably that or telekinesis I'd love to have. I'd love to have electrical powers that just shoot electricity at people.
That'd be wicked.
It'd
Flight,
be
telekinesis. Yeah, electric would be pretty cool as well. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I've never thought about that. It's never crossed my mind when I go 3 numbers at the back. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Lovely stuff. Perfect. Thank you. And you go, well, hang on a sec. Even when the people on the phones, the telemark, the people at O2 or whatever, and they go, and can the 3 numbers at the back, please? Who was it? There was a company I used that you typed it in and they couldn't see it.
That's
so they'd open some sort of software, and then it'd be like, I'll go on mute, and all you need to do is just type the thing, and it'll ask you for what it needs, and then we can't see it.
That's clever. That's how it
really
should
clever.
be.
Or maybe Barclaycard. Someone did it. It was really clever.
Fair enough if they want to do this with the extra thing, but don't call it a security code if it's printed on the back of the fucking card. Because that's not very secure. Anyone drops their card, anyone fucking can pick that up. It's not very secure.
It's why I don't take my cards anymore with me now. I've got this little mother.
Yeah, fair.
So I don't need to. It's great. It's weird. So all of us soon, mate, it'll all be like in our eyes.
Probably.
It'll all be in there. And they've got Ray-Bans now. You can know there's AI in and shit. Ray-Ban have made sunglasses that are prescription. I don't know if they're prescription, but you can go on the internet and shit on them, and you can read your messages to the lenses, and you can listen to music through it.
That's fucking crazy.
The world is nuts. The world's nuts. We're so fucked.
Yeah,
we are so royally screwed. It's insane.
If we lose electricity or the internet, the world is fucked.
Well, they want to eliminate cash, don't they? Sorry, getting serious again.
Yeah.
They want to eliminate cash altogether, which means that they can freeze accounts, and if you've got money there, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
Scary world. And interestingly enough, I know we're trying to get him on the show. Steve Hughes talked about it in a comedy show in 2008.
Oh, so clearly it's been fucking in the works for a very long time.
Yeah, he ain't stupid, but still. Anyway, and finally, Jamie, what is Callum teaching us this week?
You hear a lot about third world countries, but never second world countries. Who are they?
Do you know what? He's got a really fucking good point.
Yes. You hear about first world and third world, but never second. Huh?
I'm sorry, Europe. You are in second place. You are the silver medalers here. With the rate we're fucking going, we're going to third at this point.
Well,
this current by that, yeah. Spain, Portugal, Germany. You're all second world countries. Yeah, sorry to Germany. You lost the war, so you must go second. Along with France, because you also thought you claimed to have helped us win the war, but actually it was America and England and the UK. Sorry. So yes, you can all go in second place. You get the silver medal, and we'll take the gold. But America will take all the golds because Americans think that they are the only country that exists in the whole entire world. They don't believe that anybody else exists, and they think they are the greatest of all. I genuinely I was watching the NFL, and they were talking about the greatest sportsman of all time, right? So that's not just for what they were all American.
Of course they were.
No Messi, no Ronaldo, no Roy McIlroy, no Muhammad Ali, none of these people that have pioneered their sports throughout other countries. All American.
Maradona known as the greatest football player of all time. No mention? No? Okay.
No, I think Michael Jordan was top.
Not even David Beckham. He's like the most famous fucking dude in the world of sports.
It's Americans for it.
Fuck. Let me guess. Tom Brady was number one.
No, Michael Jordan was number one. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Brady was second. Maybe.
Oh,
I can't remember. It was a while ago. But it's insane how I'd hate to be in their school education system. Because they always just go, just teaching that. Who cares? But what about World War One and World War Two? Didn't happen here. We don't care.
The second one happened because we helped, but the first one, no, never heard of it.
But I'd actually genuinely like to know who the second world countries are.
I imagine it's got to be money related.
And who the fuck decides?
That's why it's got to be money related, surely.
Bro, Michael, come here. Let's have a look. We need to rate these countries for some random ass reason. I don't know why. That man in the sky wants us to do so. Apparently, let's have a look. So America, yes, it's first. It's fucking massive, to be honest with you. We'll put China and Russia there too, yeah, because they're gigantic. Yeah, lovely. We'll put them there. We'll put the UK in too. They seem to be friendly enough. Yeah, anyway, let's have a look. What the fuck is a Croatia? What's a Croatia? Anyone know? Anyone heard of Croatia? Oh, fuck me. Okay. Oh, sorry. She'd be like, hey, Ma, you hear of Croatia? Any idea what Croatia is? No, I've no idea what Croatia is. What about Italy? Italy? No? Fuck, I've never heard of half these places. Kansas. I definitely know where fucking Kansas is. Yeah, we know all about that. God, there's a time in Kansas. Love their beer. Anyway,
that's the substitute teacher from Key and Peele. Italy.
Gioriga? What's that? What the fuck is that? Gioriga? God, never heard of that place. God, well, who'd hate to go there? Probably no beer. Where's LA TV? Oh, funny.
Oh, I enjoyed that. But yeah, I'm intrigued now. I kind of want to find out now. Yeah.
Australia? God, these countries these are crazy ass places. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Just see the cogs going in your brain, thinking of how many other countries you can say.
Yeah. It's weird though, because I was trying to do as many as I could, and I forgot every country in the world that existed.
I was trying to work out how to say Luxembourg.
Spain?
Spain.
Spartan? Who's been to Spartan? Man, that's fucking crazy, that country.
Spain? That really tickled me. I don't know why.
And the capital city happens to be Madrid. Anyway, before we lose our entire American listeners.
Yes.
Luckily, our guest is Irish this week, so we're all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I feel that went down. But I'd love to know who actually decided who's first, second, and third. If there any fourth world?
That's a good point. Is there any fourth world? They got proper fucked if the third world was like what they class them as. Jesus.
They probably started naming the planets. Pluto, that could be fourth world. It's actually the ninth world, but still, fuck it.
Not even a world anymore, is it? Didn't they classify
I don't fucking know. But anyway, I know. Callum, thank you so much. Absolutely amazing, as always.
And a beautiful mustache, sir. I'm thrilled we didn't mention that beautiful mustache he's rocking at the moment.
Yeah, I think Lucy put a photo up and it was like, why does my boyfriend look like a country redneck or something? Country singer redneck? Really funny. The only problem is now, James, I've got to follow this.
You do indeed.
It's time for Tom's Journal. And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. So, Jamie, I don't even know if I could fill up a MySpace top 8 anymore. 8 friends? Sounds exhausting.
I remember how pissed people used to get if you didn't put them in your top 8.
I don't remember it.
Do you not? Yeah, on your profile, you could select who your top 8 friends were. And I remember pissed people used to get pissed.
Do you reckon Tom found that hilarious? He's like, what we'll do is we'll work it in and let people fight amongst themselves.
I love the fact that he was always instantly your number one top friend.
With Tom?
Yeah.
Great name, that's why. Do you know what Vin Diesel's full name is?
What?
Vehicle Identification Number Diesel.
There it is. We didn't get on last week. It's here straight away this week. Fuck's sake.
Oh. Maybe you can answer me this. How the fuck do 2-year-olds wake up at 5 a.m., run around all day, then refused to sleep at 8 while operating on only 13 grapes, a stack of crackers, and some soap they accidentally ate in the bath. Every night I feel dead, and my son is yelling from his crib, "Come see how high I can bounce!"
Yeah, kids are a mystery and an enigma rolled into one, how they have so much energy. Probably because you haven't had the hardships of life yet.
Yeah, probably. It's still got everything going for them at the moment. All they care about is spinning, what toys they're playing with, and what they're eating that day.
Exactly.
And who's changing my fucking nappy. You don't wear nappies at 2, do you? Do you?
No, but some do. It all depends on child's development, I guess.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. This was on an Alaskan news. This is an Alaskan news story. Bear breaks into Colorado house. Plays the piano, but not very well. Someone replied, "He's trying his best, you fucking bitch."
What a dick move to add the fact he didn't play it very well. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bear. I mean, if it said Bear breaks into house, plays piano, plays Mozart symphony perfectly, fair enough, put that in the title, but come on.
Me. It's just a cough. Mum. It's just a cough. Doctor. You're okay. It's just a cough. Google. I looked into your future and saw death.
Fucking accurate. Never Google your symptoms. Jesus Christ, no.
First name that comes to your mind, all right? First name that comes to your mind, don't think about it.
Okay.
To win £3 billion, you have to survive 24 hours getting chased by a horror villain of your choice. Who are you picking?
Oh, I'm fucked because for some reason my head instantly went Freddy. Why would I think that first? Because I'm dead.
If you can wait, can you stay awake 24 hours?
Fuck no, I could barely stay awake 24 minutes.
That's a good point. Yeah, you'd be fucking toast, mate.
Oh, yeah. Saying that, I stay awake over 24 hours quite a lot when I work nights. If I don't nap in the day on the first one, I generally stay awake longer than 24 hours.
So you're saying Freddy, are you?
So I think, yeah, fuck it, I reckon I can do it. Come on, bring it on, Freddy.
For this guy, but the Predator.
Why?
I am old and out of shape and unarmed, not honourable prey.
That's a very good point, sir. I take back my reaction. Very good point. What about you? Who was the first one that came to your head?
Fucking Jason for some reason, but
yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first one that came into my head at that time. I was like, no, I don't know why I didn't pick just zombies.
Yeah.
They're villains.
Yeah, they are.
Right. Do not join in.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this right without fucking it up. I'm a bitch, I'm an orca sinking yachts off Mallorca. I'm a sinner, I'm a whale. I'ma hit you with my tail. I'll send you that photo. I'll send you that photo to get put up.
Why?
Someone interviewed a whale.
Who looks at a whale and thinks this needs a Meredith Brooks remix? Like, what?
No idea.
Brilliant.
Video games in the 80s. Run, jump, eat this flower, collect the coins. Video games now. You are a broken man, haunted by the choices you've made. You do not fear the sweet embrace of death, but you still have unfinished business.
It's so true. Even like the games we used to play back then, the new versions of that are like daunting. Like you play the latest Mario game, it's like Bowser has kidnapped Peach. She's never going to be seen again. She's in this horrible castle. I'm like, fucking hell. What happened to just running in a straight line and jumping on his head and being done with it? Okay.
And you only got 3 lives to do it in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's game over. You start all over again. Excuse me. This is a whole nother level of drunk.
Okay.
It's between 2 mates, all right? Bro, where are you? Yeah, I left early. I'm so sorry I couldn't stay any longer. But what the fuck? Where are you going? Well, I'm going home. Are you kidding me? Just come back. You're drunk. Don't worry, I'll call an Uber. But we drank at your place. Oh, then where am I going?
that twist coming.
Oh, that is incredible.
See, drunk people generally get on my tits. That is a sort of drunk person I could spend time with.
You're going to love this. I just don't understand why electricians aren't called Power Rangers, but okay.
There's got to be an electrician out there that's named his company Power Rangers. Got to be.
Has to be.
If there isn't, I'm training to become an electrician. Fuck it.
I knew you were going to say that. British problems. So, how's your week going? Yeah, not bad. Translation. If it wasn't for tea and biscuits, I'd be in serious trouble.
It does seem to me that is the answer every time you ask someone that question. Like, not bad. Yeah.
And finally, Jamie. I don't know. These are so poetic, it's insane. Redneck sayings are so unhinged. Yesterday, my coworker said, with my luck, it could be raining titties and I'd still look up and catch a dick. With a straight face. I just kept working. Didn't even realise how speechless I was. An older white lady I worked with then said, louder than skeletons fucking on a tin roof. Once. Said that once, and that sheer poetry has stuck with me for years.
That's fucking brilliant.
And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
Louder than skeletons fucking on a tin roof.
Oh.
Another glorious edition, my friend.
Oh, stop it, you. You're way too kind.
Superb.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Mr. Stevens.
Jamie to Jamie. Jamie to Jamie. Well, Jamie.
It's audience participation time.
Participate, bitch. Participate, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
I want a busted Panic at the Disco remix now. I reckon it sounds great. This week, I said, to celebrate the release of Wonka, this week we are asking, if you had a Willy Wonka style factory, what food would you be creating magic with? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
Probably chocolate. Or peanut butter. I can't. I for some reason I don't know why I struggle with this because I love pretty much all food ever going in the history of ever. Bar like Marmite, raspberries, and olives. They can all get in the bin. Blueberries, maybe. I don't know.
I swear I've heard you mention eating blueberries before.
Oh, no. Blueberries in the Onken or Yale Valley lemon yogurt that you get, the big fucker, dude. It's a taste sensation. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I'd probably go with something like that. What about you?
I struggled with this one as well because the ones I thought of, there's already loads of different versions of. Like chocolate is the obvious one, you know.
Yeah.
Then I thought crisps, but there's fuck tons of flavoured crisps out there in the world.
Salt and vinegar, prawn cocktail, Christmas pudding.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts. There's fuck tons out there. So I kind of struggled with this one myself, but I think I'm going to go with sausages.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think you could do lots of wonderful, weird flavours of sausages. Because why not? But let's get some audience answers. First, you got a former guest, Scotty Wartooth, aka TikTok Jesus. I'd come up with bubblegum cheeseburgers. Now, is this a cheeseburger that tastes like bubblegum or bubblegum that tastes like cheeseburgers? Or both?
If it's cheeseburger bubblegum, then you'd be fucked because it's so big and you'd be like, you couldn't swallow it. So I imagine it'd be a cheeseburger that tastes like bubblegum, I would assume.
Which would taste kind of weird, but why not?
It would, because I don't think a cheeseburger. Wait, I'm confused. A bubblegum that tastes. I just couldn't remember which way around I'd said it. Having bubblegum that tastes like cheeseburger would be horrific after a while, I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're just chewing forever.
This one is one you'd be like, oh, this is interesting, isn't it? 5 seconds later, this is starting to taste gross. Yep, yeah. I'm going to go with this now. And then our friend at Absolute Bedlam Podcast, he gives the perfect answer. Cheese. Definitely cheese. So many possibilities.
It's just great, isn't it? Cheese is just great.
As long as you put some Brussels sprouts in there.
Moving on.
Our friend Jerry Keane says, Domino's Pizza. Not pizza, Domino's Pizza.
Interesting.
Yeah, to be fair, they do have some good bases. So I think there's a lot to work with there.
I find it very greasy. I'm more of a Papa John's man myself.
Papa John's man.
Yeah.
Pizza is just endless. You could do so many wonderful things with them. Richie Rich. Poached eggs. No.
Poached eggs are elite eggs, so I can see where it's coming from.
I just love the fact it's not eggs, just poached eggs. You want a poached eggs factory. Fair enough.
I'm down. I'm there. Richie, I'll be there with you, mate. I'll invest.
Lisa Sobis has another good one. The possibilities are endless. Donuts.
Oh, yes.
Some good shit with donuts. Chrissy, these two really made me laugh. Chrissy Sweeney, fennel, because that needs magic or Jesus to make it okay. She said, I just don't need my meals to taste like Sambuca and poor choices. No, thank you.
Amazing. Absolutely superb answer.
I'll be honest, I can't remember what fennel tastes like. I don't think I want to either. Graham White, castor oil, just because I really want to upset the kids that visit.
Haven't they already made that?
Castor oil?
Licorice.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
God, oh.
I know. DJ Gove says bacon. I said, can you improve bacon? He said, if you eat it and then start to fly, I see absolutely no downside.
I mean, the Americans candied it. Oh.
Is that a good R or a bad R?
One, like, it sends you to heaven.
Really?
I'm back.
I can't imagine it.
Oh, Jamie. I can't express. I wish I could bring some back for you, but I can't. Because it'll go off by the time I get back.
I probably could just look at the recipe. Phil Jolly, can you imagine a curry that made you lose weight? I mean, you'd be loving life.
Oh, I'd be all over that. You would as well.
I know.
Oh, my days. That'd be incredible. All the butter chicken, please.
Becky Westwood, the wife, says popcorn. Every single flavour you can think of to add to it. Just imagine popping candy popcorn.
Oh, my God. Marks and Spencer used to do chocolate-covered popcorn. They've stopped doing it. It was unbelievable. It was toffee popcorn inside chocolate. It was the greatest thing you've ever eaten in your life. And they've stopped doing it. Cheers, M&S. Thanks for ruining lives.
But popcorn is very versatile. You could do some great things.
Oh, yeah.
With that. Yeah, you could do some wicked stuff. Stuart Edwards says, you know I'm probably going to say cum, so instead I'll say eggs. Stuart, I never want to come to your cum factory. Thank you very much.
What? Physically or literally?
Either. In no form of the way.
I don't want to come to your cum factory. What choice of words?
Mix in the ingredients.
I'll get my flavour and brummy flavour. Slows everything right down.
think I'm gonna. No.
So slow.
I'm just gonna take my time, thank you. Nathan.
Am I getting paid for this? Sorry.
Nathan Benham. Burritos.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, you missed out enchiladas there. That's like the greatest Mexican food of all, but still. I'm still with you.
Jasper Barrett. Not with you on this one, sorry, Jasper. Corned beef. A corned beef factory. What magic can you add to corned beef to make it taste better? I do not.
Have you ever had corned beef hash?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Oh, get in the bin.
I'm not a big fan of corned beef. It just doesn't taste right. I think it's more the texture. No, not for me. I give you 2 more because these really made me laugh. This one is actually genius. This isn't even funny. It's fucking genius. Violet Autumn. I'd make a candy flubber, like the film, that can stretch very long and in all directions without being sticky or tacky in a bad way. Chewy, but not hard chewy. Soft chewy, but it stays intact if you play with it. Maybe it can come in like a UFO resealable packaging. Like that. It's a great idea. And plus, you reference Flubber, a Robin Williams film, so she naturally goes on the list.
Great film.
And last but not least, for 2 weeks in a row,
it's
my dad. Darren Stevens.
Fuck's sake.
I would have to make the wife's cooking because something drastic has to happen there. Bravo, Darren, bravo.
It was great. That was very funny indeed.
And then decided to randomly post a picture of Barnsley chops. I don't know why, but there they are.
It did look good though, didn't it?
It looked good, yeah.
He loves going to his fucking butcher's farmer's place where the fucking the barn. I don't know where he is. But yeah, thank you to absolutely everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge. As always, we always appreciate those answers. We missed you, Mally. Where were you?
I know.
Missed you. We missed you this week. But like I said, we appreciate everybody that participates in Jamie's challenge. If you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's show, and Callum's Treachings, the absolute fucking God knows what we talk about, and the interview, then please go check out the other 117 editions of the Chronicles Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. You find us on all social medias at TCO Pod, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, fucking Instagram, all of them at TCO Pod, or come and find us on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast, and make sure you subscribe at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you fucking subscribe and enjoy all the glorious content that's there. So let me just recap really quickly. All social media at TCO Pod and YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast.
Wonderful. And before we get out of here, let's say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. Every single piece of music you hear on this show is brought to you by the wonderfully talented Mr. Matt Roberts. Check him out on all social medias at Matt Roberts Music. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Mr. Braden Barry and his saywecanfly.shop. Head on over there. All the t-shirts, all the hoodies, all the vinyls, all the signed pictures, you name it, get it from there. Add that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. And of course, last but not least, the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. Head on over to their official website, www.sophielancasterfoundation.com. Familiarise yourself with Sophie's story. See what you can do to help. Share that story out in the world so we can make sure that what happened to Sophie never happens to anyone in the alternative community again. And last but not least, massive thanks to this handsome devil over here.
Thanks, mate. Right back at you. Another glorious episode in the books.
Another glorious one indeed.
Lovely stuff. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We've really appreciated it. But as for this week, we'll see you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.